Podcast. I'm your host, Robbie, and I'm sitting in the Tank Motorsports studio, and across from me is Adam Nielsen, my co-host. And we are back from a long, exhausting, fun
Dude, I can't
weekend.
I've said this many times to many people. What a weird weekend.
Yes. It's been a weird summer.
It's been a wild summer. People have got to be tired of listening to us go to Gridlife events at this point.
No, because they know that when we come back, we have a 2-hour show to talk about, like, what crazy shit happened.
Stupidest things. And honestly, the tamest festival overall.
The tamest festival we've ever been to.
Like the whole group of people who were there, the tamest festival I've ever been to. Still the weirdest one I've ever done.
Yes. 100%.
For us as individuals, the weirdest one I've ever done. For us as a large group of people, the tamest one I've ever been to.
Yeah. The general public of Gridlife was super quiet.
Especially the non-racing paddock area.
Yeah, the general admission campers that are there for the concert, not necessarily the track stuff. Capacity was less than I was expecting.
A little bit.
And the ones that were there were chiller than I was expecting.
You know why?
Because the jam bands?
No, because weed's legal in Michigan.
And they're all chill.
Yep. Since the last time we had a full-on festival, they legalized weed, and everyone's chill as a cucumber, man.
They were chill. But we'll give them that. The bands were chill. The campsites were chill.
So chill. And then they went to bed like
super early.
Way early. I drove through there on one of Donnie Boy's scooters at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll bet 80% of the people that were out there lights out asleep.
Yeah?
At 2.
That's when it gets started. That's the after party.
Yeah.
Coming from us.
Yeah. I went to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday / Sunday morning.
I did not.
I went to bed at 5:10 a.m.
I got up shortly thereafter. I did not stay up till 5.
And what's funny is I almost got as much hours as I normally get for sleep at home. I got 5 hours of sleep. I normally only get like 6.
That's because I was nice and let you guys sleep. Unlike
You weren't in my trailer.
No, but I was working on my car right outside of your trailer.
You would not have woke me up. That thing
the door that went flying open. Yeah, I had nothing to do with
that's
that.
What woke me
the
up.
wind,
but
the
that
wind
thing's
took
a
it.
tomb, dude. You do whatever you want out there. I won't hear it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I can hear Tommy stomping around on the rooftop, but
yeah, we'll get to that.
So let's let you tell your weekend.
Okay.
I'll fill in with color commentary in the middle, and then I have a few things to say about my weekend that you probably won't talk about. That'll be a show.
Okay.
3 hours later.
Nah, it'll be short show. Short show.
Yo, how many times have we said that?
Like a million.
Yeah.
Before we dive into it, remind everybody to head over to techbosscompany.com. That's TEKBOSS company.com. If you want like a pit scooter or a like a go-kart or ATV type situation for your house, they're super fun. So he's got electric scooters. I was rocking one of the, I think it was the 500-watt ones, like not the
an
big.
Uber scoot.
Did I have an Uber scoot? No,
I think that's what there's.
No, I had the.
No, you had a Mad Air.
No, I had a free ride.
No, that's the. Oh, maybe it is a free ride.
I had a free ride.
600-watt free ride.
I was rocking a 600-watt free ride all weekend.
Yeah,
it's all I needed because it was. I didn't do a whole lot with it. I just kind of went around the paddock.
Yeah.
If I needed to be somewhere, I used it real quick.
I still think that one's the money.
That's the best value in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I used it all that I needed all weekend. Came home, battery still basically full charge. Because I didn't screw around on it all weekend. I just used it when I needed it.
So we also had a 2400-watt one.
Is that the?
Was that big gigantic heavy thing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
right
the
there.
Mars, the 48 volt.
Yeah, Mototech Mars, 2,500 watts. So it's huge.
Massive.
To say the least. So it's fun. It's really torquey.
Yeah.
It does sweet rolling burnouts.
Yep.
Which are super hilarious. But I'm not totally sold on it. If I was honest about it.
As a pit scooter,
it's way too much.
It's not an effective pit scooter.
It is a gnarly off-road machine.
I used that a lot on Monday in my yard.
Yeah.
Much more fun.
Beast mode, huh? That thing's beast mode in off-road situations for sure.
Yep, because I unloaded like I got home Sunday night and just like left everything.
Yeah.
And then Monday morning I got out Monday after work I got back home and I started like unloading the trailer and like getting everything situated. And I hopped on that and I'm just like ripped around the yard for like 15, 20 minutes. And I was having a good old time before I realized I should probably get back to what I was doing. It's a blast.
So I didn't know about this until this weekend or until last week, but the 1600 watt one that we had at Heartland Park that we lovingly refer to as Death Machine.
Yes.
It has a trailer, like a pull behind 2-wheel cart trailer deal, wagon
they call it.
and that thing's clutch.
Yeah, Dewey bought some.
So yeah, Time Attack star Dewey, who wants to be on the show at some point.
Needs to be on the show, yes.
Yeah, definitely. So we can talk about Time Attack as much as humanly possible. He bought
we can't do that.
one of those, and I saw him at one point one night. He's got like a 2 or 3 year old son
Yep.
that he brings to all the events, and he had set the car seat in there and then set his kid in the car seat and was just ripping around the paddock with it, which was pretty hilarious. And I saw him carting around with different tools and parts and things. He came and borrowed the welder to fix his header so he could get back out on track late Saturday afternoon. And yeah, like that was super cool. I think that's
didn't even realize there was a wagon until 2 of them in the back of my truck. And I'm delivering them to people. It's like, this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's really cool. Dewey wants to make a deal that like a tire rack that he can attach to the cart and to the wall in his trailer. That's like a modular.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that he can
just like toss it one to the other.
Yeah,
that shouldn't be too hard to make.
I think it'd be cool. But yeah.
But if you want one of these scooters, you can hit us up after talking to Don. We can deliver it to any event that we're going to. As I learned this weekend when I had 11 of them in the back of my truck.
Oh, I love it. That's so funny.
Use the code 10 Tenths, or is it 10 Tenths Podcast? I can't remember.
I think it's 10 Tenths Podcast.
10 Tenths Podcast at checkout.
You know what we need to do? Standardize our codes.
They're all different.
They're all different.
You know what I should just do instead of saying what the code is? Look at the description of the show that you're listening to right now.
Oh, there you go.
The codes are there.
It's in the description. YouTube or Spotify or iHeart or Apple
Stitcher,
CarPlay. Oh, I forgot about Stitcher.
Wherever you listen to podcasts,
a thing, isn't it?
The description is there. The codes are there.
Yeah.
You don't even have to remember them because I write them down every episode. Copy, paste.
That reminds me. Speaking of places we can listen to you can listen to our podcast. I think we're on Audible, but it's a paid service. So if anybody has Audible, let me know if we're there.
Yeah, because
I don't know if we are or not, but I think we are. But I'm not sure I did it right.
Most of those are auto pulls.
And nope, they aren't. You got to submit it. And I don't know if I did it right or not, and I can't check because I'm not going to buy it.
Booney has Audible.
Okay,
so he should know.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
At me.
Yeah, tekbosscompany.com for all your Uber Scoot needs.
So, Robbie, you had a little drama leading up to the weekend that people are aware of from previous weekends or previous shows. Where do you want to start?
Fuck, where do I start?
Where do you start? You start with the fact that you made things worse before you made them better.
Yep. So
which is pretty standard with a race car.
Yep. I'm trying to think of a picture to pull up, and I only have one because I didn't take like shit of pictures of myself.
Don't worry about it.
So leading up to the event, I had pad knockback issues, and E-Man told me, not John, E-Man told me that.
Oh, you're giving E-Man credit for this now all of a sudden, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So E-Man said to me,
"This happened."
Yeah, he did. What?
I don't think this is how this happened.
What do you mean?
You tell your story, but I don't think that's how it happened.
All right. At Heartland Park, E-Man said to me that when he bought his 350Z, the previous owner had said that he had installed the 370Z hubs because that's an upgrade.
Okay.
So when I was having pad knockback issues,
right?
E-Man said to me, "Oh, the 370Z hub that the previous owner did was supposed to fix that." Great. That's an easy fix.
That sounds awesome.
That's no overtime at all.
Yeah.
And so I looked it up online, and I found a couple sites that forums that confirmed that yes, they do in fact fix that.
Yeah.
And looking back, I think that the I went into it with what's the word I'm looking for?
Rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, anti-vaxxer bias.
Oh yeah.
Confirmation bias.
Yeah.
I went into it with confirmation bias.
You didn't research what you needed. You looked for what you wanted to see.
That's exactly it. So when I saw
Interesting.
When I saw the quotes of things that said like, yes, they solved that on the 370Z hubs. What they meant was they solved that on the 370Zs. Not take the hubs and put them on your 350.
Right.
So I ordered the 370Z hubs because I was convinced this was a solution. And for those that have a 350 that are looking for that solution, there isn't one for the fronts. Just buy the best rail bearing you have available and get the residual valve that you can install in line with your that you can install on your brake lines, which I did, and we'll get to that later.
So you need 2 of those?
No, just one before the split.
There's a split.
Yeah.
Okay, I could have sworn that the 350 had. Oh, you don't have ABS anymore, do you?
I have the module though.
Oh, okay.
Or I have.
I could have sworn that the 350 had at least 3, if not 4, outputs on the ABS module.
Yeah. So
there's still,
you
still
split
a
it.
split?
You split it before you get to the you split. It splits at the module. So you put the residual valve in
between
before
the booster.
And
between the master cylinder and the
block.
ABS module.
Correct.
Oh, I thought it went. So that okay. I don't know why, but I had it in my head that it needed to be close to the caliper,
close to the
and because you only wanted that pressure to be a short distance or some silly dumb thing. I had it in my head that that's what you needed to do.
You're right, but totally opposite. Okay. You want it as close to the master cylinder as possible.
Okay, so this is because the other thing was I wasn't sure. I suppose you could do it this way, but you could add more to the front than the back, or vice versa, if one end is doing it worse than the other.
Yeah, so basically what Will Wood and all the websites were saying, because I looked into that one a lot longer. So if you have disc brakes on a newer vehicle, the 2 psi residual valve is going to be enough to prevent it for the most part. They do make a 4 psi and a 10 psi.
Yeah.
So I think
that seems like a huge jump.
So the 2 psi is basically for calipers of modern vehicles. Mm-hmm. I think the 4 psi is probably for more heavier brake setups, and then the 10 psi is strictly set up for drum brakes in the rear.
Okay.
For other reasons. That's not necessarily for pad knockback, obviously.
Okay.
And I really didn't look into those a lot. I just once I found out that the 2 psi should be what I need. I ordered the $20 valve, and I installed it.
Okay.
Which, of course, because it's a 350Z going into a Willwood part, it goes from an M12 bubble adapter at the master cylinder on some metric line. I can't think of it off the top of my head what it is.
Yeah.
And then it goes to, and you can't just do a 3/16 flare.
Nope.
So you have to make. I think what I did was a 1/4-inch flare to an adapter to a 3/16 flare.
Okay.
To the 1/8 NPT that goes into the valve.
God, this stuff scares me so much.
That's so many connections.
Stacking connectors and adapters and couplings in your brake line. It makes me so nervous.
I checked it every session.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then I pulled the threads out of one of the adapters because I didn't have it quite lined up, and
did you cross thread it, or
I think I pulled out. I think I
over tighten.
I think it was off a little bit of an angle, and then I just kind of cross threaded it as it was fight because it's brass.
Yeah.
So since it wasn't perfectly aligned, it was kind of fighting it the whole way, and then it just pulled the threads out.
Son of a bitch.
So I also found that O'Reilly's sells replacement lines that go so it's M12 bubble from the master cylinder to a 3/16 flare, and it's 8 inches long.
Okay.
And then they also sell an M10, which goes to the block bubble that also goes to a 3/16 flare.
Oh, so if I have then
you just put
a union in the middle.
Then you just put the unit in the middle, and they're each 8 inches long, and it works perfectly. So I bought those in case my anything leaked at all, even like for a hint of it for a second.
I feel like you should just put that in.
I plan on it, yes.
Okay.
But like, it's in my trailer right now, and I already bought them. I brought
Last
it with me.
minute things.
Yes.
I get it.
Because I did that the Wednesday before we left.
Okay.
So it worked great. The residual valve's great. But yeah, it's got too many adapters. I don't like that.
So did you have to re-bleed? You shouldn't have to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? And that's like right at the ABS block, which is notoriously problematic.
I have a replacement block. It's not an actual ABS block.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you had an ABS block, you're likely to add air to the ABS module, which is bad.
Yeah, it's like the worst. It's the hardest place to get rid of it, it seems.
No, I just have a little
350Zs especially.
Yep, I just have a little block that like that replaces all that.
Okay.
Because I obviously got rid of ABS.
Right.
So yeah, bleeding wasn't a big deal because it was just the fronts because of the way the master cylinder's set up, it leaves fluid in the secondary line.
Okay.
So I didn't have to re-bleed the rears. I just bled the fronts, and it was not a big deal. Plus, I was going to bleed them anyways because I bleed them every event.
Right. But I know how brakes on 350Zs go. So
yep. So
anytime you got to touch them, it's like, motherfucker.
Avoided anything to do with the rears if I can.
Yeah.
And luckily, I didn't have to mess with that.
The rears.
Yeah. So I got that done. Got their fitting replaced. Actually, I think Wednesday. I got that done Wednesday, and it was. But at the same time, I was like, because I pulled the threads out once, I bought a spare adapter. I also bought these extra lines. I'm like, if this even drops one drop the whole weekend, we're ripping the whole fucker out and doing it over. Because like you, I didn't trust all the extra fittings.
No.
And like, it's working. It worked all weekend. Didn't have any issues whatsoever. But I'm right there with you. Mm-hmm. It's sketch. Mm-hmm. And I hate metal on metal seals. Mm-hmm. Hate them. Mm-hmm. Never trust them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Cars full of them. Don't trust them.
It's like the most common thing. I don't like it.
But so that was so I got that done and resolved, and it wasn't a big deal. Besides the fact that I was on crunch time trying to get it all done.
Of course.
So yeah, then I was able to find those spare pieces, which is wish I would have taken the time to find those first because that would have saved me some time.
Live and learn.
Yep, and I have them, so
for next time.
Yep, they're here. But so let's see. So like a couple days after Heartland Park, when I realized I was going to be going to Gingerman, I ordered.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I ordered my wheel hubs.
Okay.
And they shipped late. So like they shipped Friday.
Of course they did.
Yeah. So I ordered them. I can't remember what day it was. Then they shipped that Friday before the event. I'm like, it was like it's supposed to be a 2-day ship from FedEx. It'll be like, and it said Monday. I'm like, well, Monday's a holiday, so let's assume Tuesday. That's fine. So I pull the wheel hubs off. Take the studs out, like just everything, just like ready to go. And then the wheel hubs don't show up on Monday, and they don't show up on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, it updates saying your hubs have moved from wherever Georgia to other wherever Georgia, 20 miles apart in 5 days.
Thank you, UPS or FedEx or whatever.
I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
So, I think it was Tuesday. I threw like the old hubs back in.
Yep. Start putting the car back together.
Put the car back together. And Tuesday was when I pulled the threads out of the fitting. Wednesday is when I finished everything. So I think I was working till because I skipped the SCCA meeting because I knew I wasn't going to make it to that and get the car done. So I was working in the shop till like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
And then we leave Thursday afternoon. So you're crunch time in it, aren't you?
So I got the hubs back on, except for a little bit in the front because I was going to wait to do the brakes and stuff. So I didn't finish it, but I got everything kind of back together. Mm-hmm. Finished on Tuesday or Wednesday. Got the car loaded. Nervous about the fittings. Also nervous that I didn't seat the wheel studs all the way back on because that was kind of a pain in the ass the first time. I'm like I did everything I possibly could to like seat them all the way. I'm like, surely they're there. But even this weekend I had to do a couple extra oogas on my torque, and it was fine. It wasn't like the first time, but
right.
I still hate doing that.
Yeah. It's really sketchy.
Yeah. See, I got loaded up and went, Thursday. I don't drive my truck to work because the wheel hubs are supposed to be delivered now. My updated delivery, which was so I got the hubs back together on Tuesday night. 9:30 p.m. Tuesday night, I get an update saying, your hubs have made it to Iowa. I was like, great. Wednesday. Hubs will be here Wednesday.
Yeah.
They didn't.
No.
So, okay, update. Wednesday. They'll be here tomorrow. Out for delivery. Okay.
Sure.
Great. FedEx always shows up by 10 o'clock every day at my house. Great. I leave at 11. FedEx will be here at 10. This will work.
What's the worst that can happen?
So I go to work, take Jess's car because my truck's all hooked up, ready to go. Mm-hmm. And like she's finishing school, so she didn't have to go anywhere. And then I come back. Parts get delivered 10:45.
Oh, Jesus.
I show up at 11:15, throw them in the truck, and leave.
Yep.
Didn't even like look at them. I'm like, they're here. We're going.
Yeah, we opened them Thursday night.
Yep, at the
racetrack at Gingerman.
Yep. So drove to Gingerman, which is not the funnest of drives by yourself because nobody wanted to drive with me.
That's not what happened, Robbie. It's not what happened.
All by myself, listen to sad music the whole time.
That's your own fault, Robbie.
That's not true. I listen to podcasts most of the time.
Yeah.
But I also came to the conclusion that my birthday present to myself is going to be a new cell phone because I'm fucking sick of my phone.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
It sucks so
A
bad.
new cell phone?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like, it won't be like the new Samsung Flip or whatever.
Yeah,
But, like,
I'm with you on that one.
but, like-
Don't buy one with foldable glass screens. That's asking for trouble, Robbie.
I agree.
Especially for a guy who does not turn his phone in every 6 months for a new one.
Every 6 years?
Yeah, don't get foldable glass. It can't work long term.
No, there's no way.
Not the way you and I use phones.
I take good care of my phones. I have
No,
forever.
what I'm saying is the time frame.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure that because my boss, he has a new phone like every 3 weeks.
Yep.
I make fun of him for being a teenage girl because I swear he would rather text than call. I fucking hate it so much. But he's got new as soon as Apple announces there's another phone coming out, he's got it.
Oh, screw that.
Yeah. Dude, you just got a phone. Yeah, but this one's new. Yeah, but what's different? I don't know. It's more expensive. That's all it is.
Yeah, just a money grab.
Yeah, it's dumb.
No, I'll probably I won't even get like the high end Samsung. I'll just get like the Samsung whatever works phone because like I don't use my phone for shit. I use Instagram and the web browser and the Messenger app.
Yeah,
that's
Facebook
it.
Messenger.
That's all I use it for.
Yeah.
And this works for that, except when I go on trips when I need to run GPS and Stitcher or Spotify at the same time.
Yeah.
And then it gets like overheated and
Probably
then doesn't work.
Oh my God, Robbie.
So like going through Chicago is like, if anyone calls me, I'm fucked.
Dude, you'll have Android autoplay on your car or on your phone?
No.
On your new one.
Yes, my phone.
It'll change your life, Robbie Veerhout.
My phone is too old for Android Auto, but my truck isn't.
Yeah, because when I plugged my phone into your truck on the way home, it asked me if I wanted. I almost thought about I should do this just to piss Robbie off.
It wouldn't piss me off.
Do it.
I would have made you pick music the rest of the way instead of me listening to the radio the whole time.
Nah, fuck it.
But anyways, drove to Gingerman. Was able to get there around 8 o'clock. Kind of get unloaded so I could get to the GLTC town hall meeting, which
was exactly what you expected it
it's
to
what
be.
I thought it would be.
We don't really need to talk about it.
There's not really a whole lot to say about it. Like if you're involved in GLTC, you already know.
Yep.
It's kind of like it was mostly about penalties and rules and stuff. And
yep.
We got new rules coming out after 2 weeks after Road America, which I'm looking forward to.
Hopefully, time attack rules are not far behind it.
Bad. Nobody cares about that.
I mean, there were only twice as many time attack cars there as there were GLTC cars. But sure, you can talk about
That's
how no
because
one
they
cares
sold
about
out,
it, Robbie.
Adam. They sold out.
So did time attack.
That's good, though. That's good that everything sold out. I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking with you. It's fine.
Should have brought my coconuts. Do we have any idea what happened to my coconuts?
I hope they got thrown away.
I have no idea what happened to my coconuts or your horse.
The horse is for sure in the trailer.
In your trailer?
Not mine.
Or in the stacker?
In the stacker.
Oh, okay. I'm sure the coconuts are too.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got that. Thursday night, I was kind of did the meeting, got unpacked, got everything situated, I guess, next to you guys. And
right next to us.
That's close. Yeah, like
we made sure that you were right there.
There's
Robbie.
no room whatsoever.
Nope, you were right up against us.
Yep,
not getting away from it.
Not even it wasn't even great because you guys had all the way to the white line. They're like, come next to me, and I'm like, I don't even fit. It was fine.
It was fine because Nick was by you, and he doesn't take up his whole paddock space.
No,
it was fine.
It was good. It was good.
You had more than enough room, Robbie.
It's true. And then, so then that's when I opened the box for the wheel hubs. And saw that they were what I thought they were going to be,
which don't fit in the car.
But I didn't know that on Thursday night.
That's fair.
So I'm talking about Josh and I agreed that I had plenty of time because practice wasn't until noon. Mm-hmm. I can do it in the morning. It'll be good. We hang out, do our thing, we go to bed. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Friday morning, I wake
Yeah,
up
we will.
and I'm like, and I drive over to like 8 a.m. Wake you guys up, drive the car over to the alignment.
Didn't wake me up at all. I didn't get up till 10 o'clock that morning.
You sleep through anything.
It was so good.
So I put it on the alignment pad and I pop the wheels off, pop the hub off. Then I grab the other hub, put it on. It's like, and the like self-centering machined part that goes between the spindle, it don't fit. So I grab the other one, like think, okay, maybe I got the wrong one. It don't fit either.
Son of a bitch.
Fuck. It don't fit.
Like not even
close. Like it's this isn't like a press fit. This no,
like quarter inch off.
It's not gonna work. This
Right.
isn't a thing. So the 370Z on the front wheel hubs do not fit on the 350Z front wheel hubs. I did look up and discover that you can and should replace the rears with 370Zs. However, you have to use the 370Z axles, which I do not have.
Oh, that's tricky.
Yeah. So I was very upset with myself, mostly because I was embarrassed at the fact that I didn't take the time to look it up. Because like, I was in a hurry. I'm like, well, if I need to order these, I need to order it yesterday.
You know why this didn't work?
Because I needed them.
Because you talked about it on a podcast.
Exactly. I did. I mentioned it on the
If
show.
nobody knew about it, it wouldn't have mattered. But since thousands of people heard you say this works,
Yep. I have to make sure everybody knows that it does not work.
what I'm shocked about is that no one corrected you ahead of time. They had 2 weeks. We didn't do a show last week,
Right.
Robbie.
They could have corrected me before the show, before I ordered them even.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Because usually when I say something wrong, I get corrected immediately.
Multiple times.
The podcast comes out at noon, and I get a text at like 3 saying, "Hey, fuckface,
Yeah.
you're
Stop
an
being
idiot."
an idiot.
Yeah.
Spreading your misinformation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
I
one,
know.
This one, not so much. Everyone let that one go. I learned the hard way. Luckily, Z1
You know,
is.
honestly, they failed you, Robbie.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
The thousands of ears
Yeah.
just left me.
And
to,
no one knew? I find that
yeah,
unlikely.
they let me flounder.
Yeah.
They did.
Jerks. They did it for the content, Robbie.
I don't want to do it for the content. This is bad content. Luckily, Z1's return policy is very good. So I'll pay the restocking fee. I'll pay the shipping. I'll send them back. I kept the rears because I'm gonna keep that and do that. But I don't have the axles, so that's a winter project now.
Right.
I went out and did my. Once I got over that, I didn't really get over that. Once I pretended to
Once
get
you
over.
moved on from that, moved to the next problem.
Went and did practice. Came in. I was like, I got my data right in front of me here because I got my Apex
You're
Pro.
slow.
So far off pace.
So slow, Robbie.
So pissed.
47s?
148.1
48?
was the best I could do in practice. For reference, on Toyo RRs, I was running a 145.8 to a 146.4.
So I would just like to preface this. Racer excuses. I'll give them for you, Robbie.
Thank you.
Okay, then it's less racer excusey. The track was real garbage all weekend.
That's true.
There are a bunch of people who showed up with cars that on paper should be faster than their own records, their own existing records, and could not best them. There were multiple people who have gone faster this year that could not find that time again.
Yes.
Really, the only time that the track was even close to good was Thursday night.
Yep.
When you never made it on time.
And I missed Thursday night. So,
just, to be fair.
Yep. So these are the Hoosiers I had at Heartland Park. They really gave me no issues at Heartland whatsoever. Yeah. So I got on track. I was in my head. I'm like, I'm 3 seconds slower than I was here in June. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah. What's up?
When in reality, it was like closer to 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds.
I would say it probably wasn't even that much. Most people
were
anywhere between like 1 and 2 seconds off the pace. I really expected to see most cars at both Time Attack and GLTC.
Yeah, so like let's just say a 146 dead would be an average time that I was hitting in June.
Yeah.
And I got at my first session, I did a 148.1.
Okay.
So I was pretty upset with myself being like 2 seconds off pace.
Yeah.
Talked to some people like Scott Robertson and stuff, and they all said, "No, dude, track's hot garbage. It's not just you." I'm like, okay, I just gotta adjust, and we'll accept the fact that I'm a little off pace. And I wasn't able to improve. I did a 148 well in my first race or qualifying, and sorry, I'm looking at my data. So I did a no. That's because my phone died. Yeah, my phone died because I forgot to charge it.
Oh, weird.
So I'm missing one session.
Okay,
so that's why I only.
It is what it is.
Yep. Race 3. I have no data for because it died before the event started. Yeah. So qualifying did 148.7 or 07, and I was like, dude, what? I'm on ice skates, man.
Yeah.
I have no grip whatsoever on these Hoosiers. Like I came back to the paddock. I was like really upset with myself, saying like, why the fuck do I even do this? Like I'm getting worse.
You were like exceedingly hard on yourself for sure.
I was very mad at myself. Like I was convinced the car should be seconds faster than it was in June. I've done nothing but improve this car this year. Not to say that it's anywhere near the front of the pack, because it's not. It's not developed that way yet.
Right.
But it should have been faster than I was in June.
You're not cheating as much as those guys
Exactly. I'm not cheating at all, clearly. See, but I was super upset with myself. Talked to some of the other drivers, and they all kind of convinced me, like, no, it's something else is going on here. It's not like, it's not just you.
Yeah.
So for the first race, for practice qualifying and the first race, I had my tires all the same. I adjusted some tire pressures, dropped them down a little bit, and it helped, but not really. But yeah, I just felt like I had all the grip in the world on the front. No, like I wasn't pushing through corners. Like I just front went where I wanted it to go. Rears felt like I was that dog off Family Guy that's paralyzed and dragging his ass around.
Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Okay.
I felt like it didn't matter what I did. I was just skating the rear end through the corner. And so then for the last race, I took the front tires and swapped them with the rear tires or wheels. I just took them off and put them back on, and went out. And now I'm pushing through every corner. Like, I cannot get the car to turn at all.
This is the last race on Friday.
Yes.
Second race. And let's see if I can get this up. So I actually went 147.8. So I went a little bit faster. Mm-hmm. But it was obvious that the rear tires, or now the front tires, are truly dead. Right.
They had died on the last event at Heartland.
Mm-hmm.
However, the other two, they had grip for days. So for the last race on Friday, I was pushing through every corner and using the rears with my throttle to kind of like get me around.
Right.
Got to the last turn of the last lap of the last race, going into turn 11, brake hard because Brian DeFries is right behind me because we've been battling all weekend because he also is not driving very well, he says, and he's very upset with himself, just like me. And apparently we had the exact same conversation with ourselves Friday morning about why do we even fucking do this? We should quit.
Yeah.
If someone would have told me at noon on Friday, let's just go watch football, I would have went with them. I was so done. I was over it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm done racing. I'm going skating. I'm done.
I would have been really upset about that, but
I don't think I would have actually done it, but I seriously thought about it. I was so upset with myself.
I don't know that that's true. I think you might have done it.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
It would have been a coin flip for sure.
I get it.
Went to break in turn 11, and the tires, there was nothing left. There was literally no grip to stop me. I hit the brakes, and they locked up. I slid through the corner, went into the sand. Thought I had popped the tires. I went back, it's the last lap. I'm like, well, I'm going to get credit for finishing at least.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm not going to do a DNF.
You're going to DNF. It's the last corner of the last lap.
So I pull out of the sand, get on the front straight, and go finish the race, then do my cool down lap, and you just hear. I thought I had popped both front tires. Like, it was so bad.
They were really bad too.
I got a picture.
They were super flat spotted.
Yeah, to the cords,
past the cords on a few of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Just destroyed. So, and
that really sucked.
I got a picture somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it answered the question as it wasn't just me. I had clearly used the life out of these two tires. Mm-hmm.
Maybe they weren't quite as advertised.
They had tread, and I've taken Hoosiers to the cords before,
right,
and never had them lose grip like this.
But maybe these had a bunch more heat cycles than we thought.
Yep, 2 of them for sure did. The other 2, I had a decent amount of life left on. I thought they were like half tread. It looked like,
yeah,
and those were,
but tread and heat cycles don't necessarily line up.
Not the same. So these tires died a very awful, painful death.
It's a Viking funeral for sure.
Yeah.
Some tire smoke, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. We just locked them up. Like, basically the entire brake zone of turn 11 was just me sliding with my tires locked. I mean,
it was no Eric Catil's return 11 in the same race, but...
his did the exact opposite. He had no brakes. And luckily, he just kind of casually went up the berm, backed out, and left.
So if you watch the live stream, Eric Catil was battling for... first, maybe?
No,
he was battling Swenson, but I want to say maybe it was either for...
It wasn't that far
maybe
out.
It was for third. Maybe the ASM guys are in front of them, Tomo and Andy.
I can't remember.
I don't remember. I
was in the back.
Let's say some position north of 5.
It was towards the front, for sure.
Certainly some position in the top 5. Eric and Jeremy, and Eric's in that Civic. Jeremy's in a purple C5 Corvette. And I guess Eric had been battling brake issues all weekend, according to his Facebook post.
Yeah.
Or his Instagram post, too, whatever. I don't use Instagram because it's for the lames. But...
No, it's the opposite of that.
That's probably true. Which is why I'm on Facebook. Let's be real here. But... yeah, I guess going into the last corner on that last lap there, just like you, he completely lost all of his brakes. And that's the fastest section on the track.
Yep.
That back straight from 10 to 11 is the fastest section on the track. And so he threw the car to the left to miss Swenson, blew right by him on Swenson's driver's side, threw the car into a spin to try and scrub speed, which is a level of... like control and understanding of the situation that I don't think I'll ever achieve.
Yeah, his situational awareness was tops.
Yeah, threw the car into a spin to slow it down, managed to catch the car in the spin and get it pointed the right direction again, and then was like basically hurtling down the pit entrance. Off track. And there's a big berm there, and he had managed to get the car slowed down enough that he kind of hit that berm and just drove up it, and then put the car in reverse, backed out, and just drove down pit lane. Happy as can be.
Minor damage.
Yeah.
That's it. Had he been 6 feet to the right,
he would have hit a tire wall and an Armco barrier.
Yeah. The car
would have been
probably written off.
Yeah, probably would have folded it in half.
Yep. So
that would have been real bad.
Yeah, luckiest guy in Gridlife.
Yeah.
The fact that he walked away at all is great.
I don't know. There were a few people that got uncomfortably lucky this weekend.
Yeah, but they still had to deal with a wrecked car.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
So I'm taking the full situation.
I would make an argument for the corner worker in the same corner.
Yes.
When the Corvette crashed into the Armco in front of him for maybe being the luckiest guy at Gridlife that weekend. But certainly if not...
Top 2.
Yeah. Those guys take that award home between the two of them for sure.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was not good.
So...
We'll get to more like...
that's
on track stuff later.
But that was kind of what happened there. So finished Friday. We didn't really touch the car Friday night. You didn't have to do anything to it, did you?
No, I didn't touch it. I knew I was going to swap wheels in the morning.
Yep. We knew that it was time to put the reins on.
Yep. So
which were sticker Acceleras.
Yep. So
are those 200 treads?
100 tread.
Oh, they're 100 tread.
So
okay.
Because I was running Toyo RRs to start the season, I wasn't sure I was going to be running the rest of the season. So I was like, well, if it rains the first event first event, I was like, well, if it rains, I don't want to. I'm not going to change my setup. We'll just. I found these Acceleras. They were the only 100 tread wear, and it had like 3 decent grooves down the center and pretty decent rain channels on the side.
Yep.
They make a 200 tread wear that's a really, maybe not really, but it's a known drift tire, and people seem to like it.
Uh-huh.
And so they made a 100 tread wear as their track day tire, and it's gotten pretty decent reviews. People had a lot of nice things to say about it. They said they were really impressed with the grip, really impressed in the rain. I was like, well, at that price, and the fact that I don't expect to be competitive in the rain at all. So we'll just go with the tire that meets the
Even
setup.
less than I am in the dry,
right?
Which is minor at best.
Not great. So I was like, we'll just get these Acceleras. That way I have something to run that's 100 tread wear. We'll just, these seem okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, all right. Well, back in June, I was convinced they were faster than the RRs because I was, again, struggling in June. I was not happy with that, with them. Apparently, I hate Gingerman. That's just my thing.
You are not in even... I think you might be in the majority.
I never feel comfortable at Gingerman. I'm convinced that my car is sliding everywhere. The track is hot garbage.
That car has a history of not having good luck at Gingerman.
Yes. Something always fucking breaks.
Because I think Josh had a fire either at or right before one of the Gingerman events when that was still a turbo track or a street mod car.
Yeah.
And I think that might just be the curse of that Z.
Because everyone's asked, I'm working the Mid TT event at RPM this weekend. Like, if you're listening to this, it's already over.
Yep.
They're like, oh, you going to bring your car? No, because I'm going to Gingerman the weekend before. There's no way it's going to be capable of going to an event the next weekend because it's Gingerman. I know this. And I ruined the alternator.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So I finished the weekend just on battery power every time, every event. The first time wasn't the alternator, though. It was because of that fuse.
Yep.
This time actually was the alternator.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to, diagnose it properly, so it could be something else, but everything's working. It's probably just the alternator.
So frustrating.
I was running on battery power every race, which is fine. It seemed to be okay. I just charged it between events.
Yeah. So Saturday, the Acceleras.
Yep. Throw the Acceleras on. It's two 65s in the front on a 9.5-inch wheel, which is fine. I was going to do two 85s in the rear because I thought I had 10.5s. Turns out I have 11s. But they only had two 65s.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't realize. Wow, Robbie.
So I was like, well, I need tires, so I ordered two 265 squares. So I got 265 strapped onto an 11-inch wheel in the rear.
It's some real hot boy,
it's some hot boy shit.
Yeah, they're stretched.
It's a half-inch further than I was willing to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was okay with the 265.
Did Randy mount those?
Yep.
Did you get hell for it?
No, not really.
That's really upsetting.
He gave me a little crap, but not much.
How did that mount?
Shit. I needed help.
Yeah.
He had to get the cheetah out to pop it open. And in fact, it wouldn't seal if you popped it, tried to do it from the top. We had to go from the bottom. He's like, I've never had to do this before. But we used the cheetah from the bottom and then poof, and it worked. But they were fine. So I went out because the time attack drivers couldn't stay on track. We canceled our because they canceled our practice on Saturday.
You know what? You had enough HPD sessions already. You guys are supposed to be wheel to wheel racing.
I didn't,
and you spent half the weekend doing time attack and HPD.
I did not.
You as a group.
Fair.
You did more time attack and HPD than you did racing.
I don't want to talk about it.
You did as many, I should say.
I did not.
You absolutely...
The battles were way closer in the back. I was not HPD in.
That's not what I'm saying, Robbie. I'm saying there were literally... You had two, what was literally HPDE sessions. They were untimed practice sessions.
One Thursday, one Friday. Would have been another one on Saturday.
Those are HPDE sessions, Robbie.
Three.
And then you had two time attack sessions.
Two qualifyings, yes.
Two time attack sessions. That's 5 sessions total that you were supposed to have that weren't even racing, Robbie.
Some people, we just got to get our setups right.
Here's what I figured out. Charlie Whitney pointed this out to me. He's the owner of the most ridiculous festiva in all the land.
Yes.
GLTC is just a bunch of stuck-up time attackers who aren't willing to let each other pass.
That's racing.
That's all you are. That's all you are, Robbie.
That's racing.
You're just time attackers who think you're better than actual time attackers.
It's not true. That's all racing. That's all racing. Not just GLTC. It's all racing.
Sure. That's fine. I'll give you that.
Formula One is way worse than GLTC at that.
I won't even argue with that statement. I'll agree with it because I think it makes my point even more valid.
Anyway, so I went out from but because the time attack drivers couldn't stay on track, they canceled our practice. And
It's a really rough way of putting that. Like, he actually got hurt, Robbie. The car is totaled.
That's right, he did. I feel bad.
Yeah.
He partied with us that night, though. It was fine.
Wheelchair?
That was precautionary.
Sure.
He seemed okay. But yeah, that sucks. It does truly suck.
I already heard him say, I heard him talking about wanting to build a GLTC car. And I'm like, Jesus.
Welcome to the club, bro. I'll welcome you with open arms.
Average bay room, time tech. I think it's okay. GLTC is slowly tearing itself apart from the inside, so it's fine.
I said at Heartland that this is the shift where it becomes friendly to Cutthroat.
Yeah.
And I've been right.
Yeah.
I said, watch it. This is the event. And sure enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went out because we didn't have practice. Adam let us go out and do like in and outs for like hardship laps during like HPDs
during
and
an
like
HPD session. Yep.
Then the other sessions. So the first HPD session out, I went out, came back in, and like through 7, 8, 9 into 10, I immediately felt that a guy had more grip on the Acceleras than I did on the Hoosiers. Not even up to temp, just on that first out lap. I'm like,
just show that the Hoosiers were wore out, not that the Accelera is a better tire.
Correct.
Let's just get that out.
Just putting that out there.
Robbie doesn't think the Accelera is a better tire than an R7.
No.
Let's just get that out there before someone goes, well, Robbie said.
Oh, that's what they'll say. I said.
I know, but
they
Hoosier, hear what they want to hear, Robbie. 2
of the Hoosiers I had were clearly worse than the Acceleras I had. Not that they all are.
Yeah.
So just one lap in and out, I came back in like, this is it. These are better. And they felt better. And so we did the first race on Saturday. I was able to get down to a 148.7. However, the big thing was I felt confident in the car. Again, it was predictable. And I was doing 148s every single lap.
Yeah.
So I was at Brian DeFries was behind me for that race and the following race on Saturday. He goes, dude, had I not known you were in the car, I would have been convinced there was another driver in the car.
Yeah.
Because it was night and day from the way I drove on Friday to the way I was driving on Saturday.
Good.
So, granted, I wasn't any faster, but it felt 10 times better. I mean, I was at the limit of the tires. So, like, I'm sliding the entire car all the way around. Like, they're 100 tread wear, but, like, I'm clearly...
But it's predictable and stuff. Like, it's usable.
Yeah. I was able to go into a corner knowing the grip levels I was going to get, asking what I wanted from the car, and knowing what I would get from it.
Right.
And I was able to actually carry myself through 7, 8, and 9 in a way that I couldn't on the Hoosiers. Still couldn't really get 10 figured out. I felt like I was sliding through it the whole time, but
10's a weird corner because
it's off camber and
it like decreases right at the end too.
Yep.
It's kind of like kinks right there at the.
Yep. So I was carrying a lot more speed during in June than I was on anything this past weekend. And so the next races we battled pretty close. Me and like Brian DeReese and some other guys in that group we were sticking with. It was good.
Yeah.
I was able to drop down to a 48.2 in my second race. Wasn't a lot happier with the car, but still like mad at myself for how off pace I was. But at least this way I could be like, well, I'm on Acceleras, so like it's a little more forgivable.
Yeah.
But I was, for being a cheap tire, I was kind of like, they make a great HPD tire.
Did it wear pretty well? Like,
oh yeah, like a RS4.
Yeah.
Like I was for 100 tread wear, air quotes.
Right.
They wore really well. They were predictable. They weren't the fastest, and they weren't the grippiest.
Well,
but if somebody was like,
you get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. If someone's like, I want a cheap tire for a track day, Accelera 651 Ultras, that's a great fuck around tire.
Right.
I'd be curious what it does in the rain, because I think the channels are set up in a way that it would be good in the rain.
Yeah.
So I'll try it eventually.
Cool.
We did the fun race on Sunday, which is just all of us slow guys.
And Justin
Kelly. He started in the back.
That's fair.
So we roll up, and I just kind of parked by the tower. I'm like, I'm not sure who's coming up. I don't know there's no like order to this. Mm-hmm. It's just like who wants to run gets to run. And like these two guys that were kind of in my time bracket throughout the weekend, maybe a little faster. They go straight up to pole, like 1 and 2. Like, oh,
That's what we're doing.
I'm taking fourth then because Bill Griffin's son drove his car.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Riley?
We'll go with that.
I want to say, probably wrong, but
sure.
I want to say it was Riley. Andrew Raines was in Bill's car most of the weekend, which is why you weren't chasing him, because he was up being best of the rest for most of the weekend.
Yep.
So
he got into P3 and I took P4, and then Brian DeVries P5, and then down to like P12 was Justin Kelly.
Do you go that far back? Were there 12 guys?
10 maybe?
I don't know.
There wasn't that many.
Let's go with 10. 10 seems like a reasonable number.
It's a round number.
Yeah.
So we go out and do our thing, and then obviously Justin's got the car towards the front of the pack, while the rest of us are more
he spent
like,
most of the weekend fighting for the lead. Or, top 5 or whatever he was at.
Yep, and then there's a BMW in front of him that also was...
Yeah, white AKG Motorsports. I can't remember. I knew the name during the race. I can't remember it now.
Yep, so he was also a quicker car that made its way through the field towards the front as well.
Yep.
And I was thinking, like, great, now I got to... These tryhards are going to, like, just blow our doors off like a bunch of assholes. And really, neither one of them was like that. It was just like, I mean, they were faster than us. But they didn't, like... hard charge to the front on the first lap, like some, like just like show us what's up. They strategically went around people and knew that they had the faster car and would finish in front of us in the race. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I finished fourth.
Yeah, I was happy.
So I finished fourth in a GLTC race, and no one could take that away from me.
That's true.
Yep.
If only it was on the timing.
Yeah, it's fine.
There was no timing. I was really bummed out about it.
But the fun part about the whole thing was I dropped down to a 147.2.
Nice.
Which is like a full second faster than I had been all weekend.
Yeah. I would have been put you in a pretty decent place for most of the weekend.
Yep.
Too.
So a 147.2 is 0.8 seconds slower than I was in June.
With the RRs.
With the RRs. So the Acceleras and the RRs, in my opinion, are almost equivalent.
Yeah.
When it comes to grip levels.
Yeah.
Because everyone was saying that the track was worse than it was in June.
Sunday was decent weather conditions, but there was no timing out there. There was nobody out there trying to set fast laps, so I can't really speak for how. But man, the track ran to its ragged edge this weekend.
It was
for sure.
Yeah, it was. It felt awful.
It's it's been really dry up there this year. Like even at spring kickoff, we noticed this.
Yeah, that was a super drought.
Yeah, and so like. Anytime someone gets off track even a little bit, it's huge dust cloud up in the air. It's very sandy there because I think it used to be a lake.
Yeah, but
there's a big lake just down the street a little ways. There's a giant lake there, and so it's very sandy there. It's not like it is around here.
Yep.
And so you just like a wheel drop, there's a huge cloud of dust, and I'm sure that pulls a bunch of sand up onto the racetrack. Especially with a hot, sticky Hoosier or something stupid like that.
Plus people refuse to stay on track. So, I mean, it's just constant. People, every
there
session.
were too many people taking the Pete Lindbergh line, which was the inside of turn 2 all the way around.
That's funny.
Pete, I don't think Pete is mad about me calling it that because he did laugh about it, but he did take that line once, at least in his fit.
The Brian DeVries line is taking the outside of 3.
No, that's the car show. That's the GLTC car show.
That's because
the straightaway from turn 3 to turn 4. That's where you guys got to park for your hardship car show lap.
There was 4 cars sitting there?
It's like a Joker lap.
Yep.
Except you just park it.
How many cars were sitting there? 3?
There were 2 cars.
I think it was race
through the weekend. There were at least 4 cars there total. But when
race 2 on Friday,
I think it was race
bad.
2. Wasn't it Brian?
I think Brian ended up there once.
And then Joel Morrison was in front of him for a while, but then Joel Morrison pulled away. I think Brian never got to moving.
No.
He had to be towed off.
I think so.
Unfortunately.
They're all kind of blurring together because I didn't go back and rewatch anything. Actually, kind of because I was so mad at my performance. But
I get it. It's okay. You wouldn't have seen yourself on the...
That's not true. Someone said my name. Kyle said my name wrong.
Oh, did he?
He said Verhoot.
Verhoot?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's asked me specifically how to say my name.
I wish I would have known that happened this weekend. I so would have called him out on it.
Yeah. No, he said my name somewhere along there because somebody texted me.
Nice.
Yep. So that's cool.
Verhoot. I love it.
But
it's not even like
it's spelled how it says.
I mean, it's Veer. I can see I maybe missed the first part up.
Yeah.
But it says out.
O-U-T, out.
Out.
H-O-U-T, out.
Like, how do you mess that up?
I don't know. Everyone messes
It's
it
like when we go to Walgreens and get Katie's prescriptions.
Yep.
Be like, what's the last name? Teach Out. How do you spell that? Teach Out.
It's
like,
not.
I don't know what you want from me here.
Like, my principal in high school actually liked me. Like, we got along just fine.
Yeah.
Like, she was one of those like hard nosed, like as long as we'll get along and go. We'll get along if we go along type things.
Yeah.
But like strict but fair.
Yeah.
We got along just fine.
You weren't a troublemaker at school.
I wasn't in her office all the time.
Right.
But she still liked me.
Yeah. Well,
But even at graduation, she said my name wrong.
you handsome robbed her.
Well, obviously, I just throw a smile and it gets you a lot of places.
God damn it, Robbie.
But it'll never be as bad as my cousin. During his graduation, his name is Peter Lushin. They announced it as Peter Lotion. Peter Lotion!
Someone did that on purpose.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious.
It's so bad. I wasn't there, but it's clearly stuck in my mind.
That's the best. I love it.
So, Verhoot's not so
My
bad.
dad used to work with a guy. His name was Dick Burns. Like, his name was Richard, but he went by Dick by choice. Bro.
Dick Burns.
So, anyway.
Yeah, so all in all, the weekend ended a lot higher than it started. Thursday and Friday for sure, I was ready to just pack it in and call it a season. Like, fuck it, buy my GLTC ticket to Road America. I'm done with this hobby. I'm done. This is stupid. I get worse as I try harder. This isn't fun anymore. I quit. I want to go watch football. I would rather play golf. Like, I'm over it. Then Saturday, I felt a lot better. Sunday, I left in a lot higher spirits, and I had a laundry list of things I want to change on the car over the winter, but we'll get there. But yeah, all in all, my racing was a success-ish. I don't know.
The car came home in one piece.
Yes.
I don't think there's really any real thing that needs worked on.
No, I got.
So that's a win.
Yeah.
Your exhaust survived an event, Robbie.
I got to change gaskets where the downpipe meets the Y pipe.
Okay.
The header.
Was there a gasket there, or was that copper gasket stuff?
I think it was this was the copper stuff that I blew out.
Okay.
Because I couldn't get the one I needed in time.
Right. Yeah. So
time crunch. So I knew that was probably going to happen, and I'm not. So I don't count that as a failure. It was a Band-Aid to begin with.
Yep.
So I got to replace those, and I was able to find find a set of those. I got those ordered. Alternator, tires.
Oh, that's right.
Oil change.
So
and that's it.
The pad knockback thing.
Yes.
Did you have any trouble with it at all this weekend? Was it even a noticeable thing that you had to deal with at all?
I didn't notice it on the straights. Mm-hmm. When you go from 5 to 10, so like you got the sweeper through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're just like back, kind of a back and forth back. Like I think that force on those wheel bearings would kind of push the pads a little bit, and then I would kind of feel it going into 10, where I felt like the pedal wasn't where I wanted it. So I'd do a little bit of a double tap, and it'd be fine. Only time I noticed it. So the valve clearly helps.
Okay.
So,
cool.
But like going down the front straights, it clearly does enough to keep it from causing problems. So I think those long sweeping turns where you have that much force on those shitty wheel bearings.
Yep.
And like the weird thing is they're not like you would never replace them for how they feel.
Right.
Because I inspected them and I took them off twice.
But think about the load that's being put on them left to right.
Yep.
That's a ton of force.
Yep. So I'm going to get...
They're the center of a fairly heavy lever.
Yep. So I'm going to get some Timkins or some Moogs and just run with those because, I have... I don't remember what brand it is. Shit. Junk.
Yeah.
So put the Nissan ones, the 370Zs on the rear, get different axles, and then run a quality wheel bearing in the front and just kind of assume that that's just a consumable that's going to have to get replaced probably as often as I replace pads. Is what it is.
Yikes.
Because, and maybe it won't be quite so bad if I have a quality.
But you can like replace those without alignment and stuff like that?
Yeah, it just bolts right in.
Man, you're so lucky, Robbie.
Plus, I do all my alignment shit here by myself.
I know, but still, it's like time consuming and annoying.
It's fine.
So, I mean, if you can just do it and move on.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just...
Like, you could do it at the racetrack and not, like, in...
Yeah, it would.
20 minutes aside.
No, because like that's nothing that gets adjusted. It's just 4 bolts that hold it in. So you just in and out. No problem. All the suspension adjustments elsewhere.
So you have a press-in bearing on my Cavalier and you got to take the whole thing apart.
Oh, no. Just hub.
Stuff like that.
I mean, You can replace the rear that way, but why would you?
Right. Yeah, that's dumb.
But
So
no,
cool.
Car felt better.
Great.
Not happy with it, but
Awesome. I'm so glad you're not happy with it, Robbie.
why? So I can spend the rest of the winter throwing money at it.
I mean, you're gonna anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe.
So
Let's
talk. I got a few things to talk about my weekend, and then we'll talk about the debauchery.
Yeah. Before we go, I want to remind everybody to head over to factoryfabrication.com. If you can dream it, they'll make it. It says so on the website.
Right there.
If you need to get caged or railed, they're your guys. So if you need custom furniture, railings for your house or your business, staircases, porches, I mean, anything really. If you think you need it, they can make it. And it'll be high quality shit. And use the code 10 tenths for fun, because it's not going to get you anything. It'll just let him know where you came from.
Follow Factor Fab Racing on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
Follow Robbie and his shenanigans. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about that real quick,
No.
or is that not a thing we're going to talk about?
As of today, WRL has basically banned the NPO one.
Yeah.
Right after we bought one.
Effectively banned it.
Yeah, because you can't make an NPO one weigh 2,400 pounds.
Not safely.
You just can't. So until there's a ruling on either some sort of like plan for the future, that's all we're going to say on it. Basically, the NPO one cannot be ran in GTO at WRL. That's just where we're at right now. And I will share nothing more.
That's fine. I didn't even know if we were going to share that much. So,
well, I mean that's public knowledge.
yeah, that's fair. Anybody can see that.
Yep. I have no feelings on the subject. I believe everyone's opinion is valid and worth hearing.
I may have gotten an email that I don't know that you should know about that would be of interest to you last night.
From
a person.
Anyways, if you want to make things that other people are going to be jealous of, high quality furniture, high quality stuff out of metal or wood or other exotic materials, factorfabrication.com.
What other exotic materials? I mean, I suppose carbon fiber. He was starting to do stuff.
Him and Jordan were doing some carbon fiber stuff.
Yeah. It's time to make an NPO1 carbon fiber body.
Wow, give away our plans.
I'm just spitballing.
Give
here,
away the plans.
Just spitballing here, Robbie.
Everything.
Carbon monocoque.
Carbon fiber, everything. Adam.
Yeah.
Give away our plans.
This weekend, one of the drifters with his, maybe he wasn't a drifter. Maybe it was an HPD car. It was just close to the drift paddock. I can't remember now. He might not have been a drifter. I think it was an HPD car, but it was just close to the drift paddock. But he had, that piece of plastic that's wildly expensive on the top of your door frame that you break all the time.
Yep.
He had one of those in carbon fiber, Robbie.
Can you imagine how expensive that would have been?
Who cares, Robbie? It's carbon fiber.
That's why maybe I should make mine out of
It's an
carbon
improvement.
fiber. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like it doesn't weigh anything, so it's not like
But it's carbon. It's
saved
better.
anything.
It's probably heavier after you put all the.
I would think after the resin,
because it's probably. Let's be real here. It's probably fiberglass wrapped with one layer of carbon fiber.
Yeah,
and then like way too much resin.
Yeah,
and it probably weighs as much, or maybe a little more.
Because that little piece of plastic, it's
a flimsy
paper
piece
thin,
of shit
man.
plastic. Yeah, and they were clearly thicker than the factory piece.
Yeah, I mean
it's probably heavier,
or at least the same.
Yeah,
because like mine now has because it had that big crack in it. Because E-Man just opened my door like he had no care in the world, just ripped it open and just broke the brand new one I just replaced, which are very expensive because apparently they're worth their weight in gold.
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
And E-Man just opened the door at Heartland Park and just didn't even open. He just ripped it straight up and it just broke again.
Part of it is because, and maybe you need to talk to Adam about this because I think you can bleed off some of that pressure. Your door hinge is designed to open a much heavier door. And so they open hard.
It's not a problem.
They open with some speed.
Well, the problem is if you don't go out, it can't go up anyways.
Right.
So just open it out first and then go up.
I know. See, this is why there was a training process.
I broke it myself first. It's not E-Man's fault.
There was a training process to opening the Lambos on my Cavalier.
Yes. And
that training process was only given to a select few number of people who use the passenger side regularly.
Yep.
But if you were a female or a friend that didn't ride in my car that often, I always did it for you. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a training process. a learning curve.
But because it cracked, I pulled it off between the events, and then I took like an entire, maybe half a tube of that JB plastic stuff, and I like reinforced that whole area with it, so now it's like extra thick and strong. It's fine.
Jesus Christ.
It's still got a crack in it, but it's kind of hidden a little better.
Yeah. So my weekend on the live stream, this weekend was kind of like the hardest weekend we've had, or I've had personally.
Is that because you pissed off all the LaCroix lovers?
I did piss off a few water drinkers this weekend. Somehow, this shit follows me.
It's because people listen to this great show that we have.
No, because I don't think that's where it came from. Because somebody was like, there was a lull in the action because it's time attack, and that's what happens. Fucking, yeah, okay, Robbie, whatever.
Well, was it because somebody went off track?
I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. But somebody was like drinking a LaCroix, and the cameraman, I assume it was one of the production team. There's so many of them, I haven't even met them all at this point. Because there's like 15 or 20 of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The production
it's a proper
staff.
production.
Yeah, it's a real deal. Yeah. I have 1,000 feet of fiber in my work truck from this production this weekend that I'm working on how I'm going to fix it yet. But anyway, one of them was like drinking a LaCroix, and they were like talking back and forth about like what flavor it was. And I'm like, oh, did it whisper in his ear that it was berry or whatever it was? I don't even remember. But like apparently I really offended the production guy. And so like we're kind of talking, and then so when they transition from on track action to in the cabana where we're sitting, where Kyle and I are sitting, they say right before they do, they go, coming to you, so that we can like, sit up a little bit and like not be lazy slobs or whatever it is we're doing. And it pops up, and Kyle's doing his professional thing, and I just bust out laughing, right? And he's like, what's happening? I'm like, my name, look at my name on the screen. He's like, oh my God. Yeah. So they labeled me LaCroix hater, which is an absolutely accurate statement because it's garbage.
It's not garbage.
I don't like it, Robbie.
You just got to drink it more.
I don't think that's true.
It's true.
It's not true.
I promise. If you buy a 12-pack and drink all of them, you'll enjoy it by the time it's over.
I don't think it's true, Robbie.
True story.
There's no flavor to it.
No, there's flavor.
No, there's
it's
not
there.
enough. There's a hint of it, Robbie, and I have terrible taste buds because I have no smell.
That's fair.
And so I don't
That's
taste
why
it.
you love Rooster Booster.
All I get is the bubbly sensation, and for whatever reason, it's amped up to 12 in water, sparkling water, and I don't like that.
LaCroix has an especially staticky feeling.
I think that Tommy, I
will-
think it was Tommy that told me this. Could be totally wrong, but it seems like a Tommy thing because I remember him offering to show me. He claims, and this is probably total bullshit, but I'm going with it because
these are hard facts.
I like the theory. The bigger your tonsils are, the more you are affected by carbonation. And apparently Tommy has giant tonsils. That's what he told me. And then he offered me to show him, or offered me to show
him to show you.
For him to show me the tonsils. Yeah. Which I politely refused.
What? You gotta look.
No, I don't have to look.
If someone offers, you gotta look.
No, you don't, Robbie.
That's always.
But I don't remember for sure who told me that, but it seems like a Tommy
That's
thing.
definitely a Tommy thing.
So I'm sticking with Tommy.
Tommy for sure said that.
So I'm just assuming that I have gigantic tonsils.
Me too.
And that's why I don't like the bubbly. It's too much.
Let me see.
No. We're not doing that.
Look at mine.
And then like Booney, he loves the bubbly. He probably doesn't even have tonsils.
Yeah, he probably has his
He probably got
tonsils
those taken out when he was like 10.
Probably.
And he's all like, oh, I want the bubbles.
But we have tonsils. So
Yeah.
the bubbles
And mine
hit
are,
us.
mine are man's tonsils. They're huge, Robbie.
Let me see.
No.
Dude, you can't tell me that and not show me.
I don't even know. How do you know? Like, what's a big tonsil?
Can I see it from here?
No.
Well, then I can't tell you. I feel like you're kind of teasing me with these
getting weird
tonsils.
now, Robbie.
Yeah, this is a weird show. I feel like this whole podcast is weird. I feel like you're kink shaming me right now because you brought it up. And
You're
then now
into tonsils?
Yeah, you don't know. What if I am? Show me your tonsils.
Does Jess still have hers?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Yes? No. I do. I don't think she does.
I definitely do. I don't have the slightest clue if Katie does.
I honestly don't know.
I don't either.
She has her wisdom teeth, but I don't.
I don't have my wisdom teeth.
No, because I got 4 dry sockets when I did it, and strep throat, and I wanted to.
Don't. Note to every listener out there: don't get Robbie started on wisdom teeth.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, because he'll bitch and moan and cry and complain
It was
about
the
his
worst.
dry. I did everything right.
I did everything
All my
right.
friends just do whatever they want. They get dry sockets, smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol.
And then they didn't get any dry sockets, and I did. I did everything right, and I had 4 dry sockets and strep throat at the same fucking time. It was the worst sickness I've ever had. Anyways.
So the live stream this weekend. So it was... So it makes sense from a scheduling point of view, not only for the event, but for the live stream independently. But they really stacked all the motorsports things together.
Yes.
So it was like back to back to back to
So
back.
the live stream never had to shut off.
So Friday, it was GLTC, Time Attack, and Drift back to back to back to back the whole time. There was nothing in the middle.
Right.
At all.
Right.
It started after lunch. The morning was unstreamed sessions of, I think there was a GLTC practice that was unstreamed, and then HPDE. And then after lunch, it was qualifying 2, Time Attack and Drift, race 1, Time Attack, Drift, race 2, Time Attack. Like, it was just go, 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 go.
Yes.
And so that was pretty brutal.
I believe it.
For me.
I didn't see you all damn day.
Right. And then Saturday, there was a little bit of a lull. I think we got 1 or 2 HPD sessions. The grip, drift, lift, taxi sessions were in the middle, which we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yep.
So it wasn't quite as intense on Saturday. But the biggest problem was this weekend, the track, as we said, garbage. And so, like, nobody really went that fast.
No.
For Thursday night, both Matt Williams and Ben Thorne went into the 39s in Club TR, which was one of the things I was really hoping to and frankly 100% sure was going to happen in Club TR. This is hilarious to me. Ferris ran a 24-1. That was the fastest he managed all weekend. He did it his first lap of his first session. He's the anti-Robbie.
Yeah, I did the opposite.
Yeah, apparently he's the anti-Robbie. He was chasing that 23.774, I think it is, or something like that. That's Will Young's time from 2018, which I think at this point might be the oldest Gridlife record still standing.
That sounds right.
Because
everything gets shattered every year.
Yeah, but that one keeps keeping on.
Citroen's hard, man.
and he did, through one thing or another, like, and honestly, like, you could tell just watching him, because when Ferris is on track, like, he goes out there for a warm up, a flyer, a cool down, he comes off.
Yes.
And then he's done.
Yes.
Like, we had 10 sessions this weekend or whatever it was, so he did 10 laps. There were a few sessions where I think he pulls into pits, and if the session gets black flagged and they come in,
he'll go back out.
So there was 1 or 2 sessions where he did get a second lap in.
Yeah.
But, it's just like he never went any faster. The overall record was a record I was really hoping to see fall this weekend. That didn't happen. Street mod, a bunch of the really top guys, well, not a bunch, but, Sean Krebsback was there. He's the current record holder. It's like a 31-4 or something like that. I really expected to see that record go sub 30 this weekend, which is fucking
flying.
Like, just, it's the stupidest. It's the stupidest. But Sean and Dewey were really Michael Amick pulled off a second place, which kudos to him. Real hardworking guy, but like, he's never, up until this year, he's never been that much of a podium threat. He's got a fast car. He's a good driver. It's just that, like, the pointy end of street mod is the pointiest of any class. So Jackie wasn't there with the Supra. He was there in a street class Model 3 this weekend. Alex Moss did not bring Super K. He was with the Lamos in GLTC instead.
No, he was having a good time in GLTC. He might not ever go back.
That's what I'm genuinely afraid of. I don't want to speak it into existence, but I'm genuinely worried that's the case. Anyway, he has for quite some time owned another S2000 that was being turned into a wheel-to-wheel car.
Yeah.
And so they all have names for their cars. Like the green S2000 is Super K. And for a long time, the car that Smedgard ran was called Trainer because they just throw the keys to everybody and they go out there and they race it and all that stuff. And Moss's second S2 that was being built as a wheel-to-wheel car was called the Time Attack Retirement Project. It has been that way for over a year. And I really don't. Adam Jaberu and Time Attack. Anyway, so some of the pointy end of that class wasn't even there this weekend. Yep. And so, I feel like not only were the track conditions total garbage,
which they were,
but most of the battles were kind of a person chasing after a time on a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
From a previous event. And I feel like, I'm not saying that those guys weren't as determined and dedicated to take that record as any other weekend. I'm sure that they were. And I'm sure that they all went home incredibly disappointed that they didn't improve their own personal bests and take the record at the same time. But I feel like it's easier to dig deep and find that little bit when the thing you're chasing is right in, physically in front of you.
Yes.
Than it is that you're chasing a number you're seeing in your head on a spreadsheet.
I'm that way 100%.
Yeah.
Because even in qualifying, I cannot put the same time I put down in a race.
Right.
My races are always faster.
Right.
And even on that last race on Sunday, when it's for nothing, there's no points.
Yeah.
And there's only 10 of us, so the field's the field's kind of spreading out.
It's spread out pretty quick. You were out by yourself for a lot of it.
So halfway through the race, I did my 147.2, which is a full second faster than any lap I'd done the entire weekend. And this is back when we were still kind of bunched up.
Yep.
And as soon as we kind of spread out, 148's the rest of the race because there was nobody behind me that was pushing me, and there was nobody in front of me that I could catch.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
And so from a purely selfish standpoint, it fucking sucked this weekend. The live stream was really, really hard to do because nobody went faster.
Yeah, that's challenging.
There was a Street GT record set on the live stream, but he was kind of mid-pack in that run group, and I kind of forgot that he was even.
All of a sudden he does it, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, and I didn't even know until it was Alex Arteat. He's got an E90 whatever M3. I didn't even know he set the Street GT class record until I saw him post about it on his social media today. I saw it.
Damn it.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Because that's the other hard part, especially about festival, is that it's those. I just have those things on my phone, and so
there was no reception.
Yeah, when you can't load those things on your phone because the cell service doesn't work because there's 10,000 people in an area that's used to having 10 people total. That cell phone tower cannot handle that load, and it brings it to its knees. That's just how it works.
Right.
And so I couldn't load record pages, and I couldn't load Race Hero, and I couldn't load previous sessions and stuff like that. So it was really hard for me to keep track of who was improving. And so there were times where people did better, and I didn't even realize it.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame yourself for that.
Yeah, but
all your tools are gone.
Street Class didn't go any faster. Street Mod didn't go any faster. Track Mod was way off because Ferris is in a league of his own in that class that nobody's come close to touching.
Yep.
Ferris was not able to improve the unlimited time attack record.
Yep.
Sunday Cup was not any faster this weekend.
They were too busy bumping around.
That's not entirely true. The back of the pack was too busy trying to boop each other and kiss cam. But Kevin and Kyle were serious about it. Kevin wants nothing more than to take Matt's record away from him because Matt holds like all of them.
Right.
And he doesn't, Kevin's one of his good buddies. So obviously, spite is a motivator, Robbie.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's the biggest.
You know how it is. And so there's nothing Kevin wants more than to dethrone the king.
I totally understand that.
And then that real jerkwad Matt Williams goes out there and takes the Club TR record now, too.
Classic.
So now he's record all over the place.
Classic.
But he did it not on the stream, so I don't get to talk about it.
That's frustrating.
Yeah. And so, like, from a stream point of view, this weekend was really frustrating. This year has not been a good year for records.
No.
In general.
I'd say this in the streams in the previous events have gone well, though.
And I don't, honestly, I'm just being more critical of myself.
What's that like?
Yeah. So, like, the other thing is, like, I don't like this, but people are, like, starting to...
Adam.
No. Don't
Adam.
you fucking say it, Robbie.
You are the voice
No, it's
of
not
North
true.
American Time Attack.
It's not true.
You are the leading
No.
expert and voice of Gridlife Time Attack.
That's not true.
There is nobody more important than you
That's not
when it
true.
comes to the voice of Time Attack.
That's not true.
I don't care what the other streams are. You should be on the other streams.
I will not carry that torch.
In fact,
No.
because the live stream is viewed all over the world, including Brazil, you are the international voice
No.
of Time Attack.
No.
You, sir.
No.
You, Adam Nilsson, international man of Time Attack.
That's dumb, Robbie.
International
The
voice
thing
of
is
Time
that,
Attack.
like, it's so now I've, like, put this pressure on myself that, like, I need to be better at this. I need to be, like, and so, like, dude, I'm literally, like, reading the fucking rule book in my free time, trying to, like, fine-tune shit.
You're like the Michael Jordan of announcing Time Attack.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say in my entire life.
You are. You're like the Michael Jordan.
I barely
because,
even know who that guy is, and that offends me.
because Michael Jordan, when everyone else is out partying, he's in the gym working.
No,
When everyone else is partying, you're reading the rule books.
Robbie, I stayed up till 5:10 in the morning, and I wasn't reading rule books.
That's because you already done. The live stream was over.
That's true. It was over.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't take a day off. The
That's
the voice of Time Attack is allowed to take a day off.
It's the stupidest thing.
That's because it's true. It's because it's true, and you know it.
No.
People just walk up to you and tell you about their cars in the paddock because
Yes, they
you
do.
are a big deal.
Or they send me messages, which,
Or-
don't get me wrong, I love the messages, and I'm the worst about responding to them, and it's not because I'm a prick. I just want everybody to know that.
That's true.
I just have way too much going on in my life, and messages get buried really fast because my phone never fucking stops. There are 12 notifications on my phone right now from 3 different group chats.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
You know, sometimes it's hard to deal with fame. But I appreciate the class that you bring
It's dumb, Robbie.
to the voice that you now.
I can't describe how much I don't like you anymore.
I didn't do this to you.
No, you did, though, Robbie, because you said that. Why would you put this on me?
You,
Because now you've said that stupid line that I didn't want you to
the
say.
international voice of Time Attack. I'm just saying.
So now people are going to start talking about it's going to be a fucking hashtag on the group, and then people are going to start using it in other places, and I don't appreciate that.
The best part is when these other Time Attack events are going to be like giving their announcers, and everyone's going to be like, "Where's Adam?" That's going to be fun for me.
You know that people are going to do that, Robbie. Why would you do that? That's just rude. Those people are hardworking too.
Hey, greatness. I can't bow down to lesser announcings of Time Attack.
No, I'm not that good at this.
And you're just getting started.
Sure.
I can't wait.
Fucking hate you, Robbie. So anyway, yeah,
I want to pause 1 second.
Okay.
You pointed out to me, and I kind of noticed it, but like you really pointed it out to me because again, you're the international voice of Time Attack,
No,
and you notice these
that's
things.
Dumb.
It's not dumb because it's true. But
What?
Ferris
Uh-huh.
has the craziest car in
Hands down the wildest car that was there this weekend.
yeah, and he's just like there
He's
in an open
liter-
trailer by
He
himself,
literally was there he drove here by himself.
like me.
Was here this weekend by himself. Now he has friends, obviously.
Of course.
They're super nice dude.
Yeah.
The nicest dude.
Yes,
Still talks to me, even though I'm sure I tell people the wrong thing on the live stream about him all the time.
Yeah, and he's still nice to you.
Yeah,
because
and I even accused him of lying about his dyno sheets.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
To be fair, I said they all were.
That's true. They all are.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Just like the GLTC drivers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue. It would be rude to argue.
That was a joke.
Is it though, Robbie? Is it though?
They're not lying. They check them.
Do they?
Yeah, because people get protested. Because after the race, Jabay wouldn't let me protest Justin Kelly because I wanted a podium. Because he won. I was like, he's too fast. He's cheating.
Put in the hot tune.
He's got the fast tune. He's way too fast out there.
Yeah, that engine was uncorked.
Yeah, obviously I was joking. I wasn't going to protest him over an exhibition. But it was funny to talk about it.
Yeah.
Apparently he came in pits and Scott Robertson was waiting there. And he stops and goes, hey, they want you to go into impound. And he said it with a straight face.
Robertson or Giles? I thought Giles
Robertson.
Oh, that's funny.
So Robertson said it to Justin, and Justin's like, I mean, I'll do it, but he's like, dude, I'm fucking with you.
He's really good at that. Like, even in text conversations, sometimes I can't tell if he is joking or if he's serious.
Yeah, like when he takes a joke, it's a straight face.
Because he's in the Sunday Cup chat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and sometimes I don't know that. I can't decide if he's joking with me or not.
I just assume everyone's joking all the time, and we'll figure it out from there.
That's fair.
But anyways, yeah, Ferris with his ridiculous build, he just said it by himself, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that is a Herculean effort.
Yeah.
And if you watch the live stream, you know this because Adam says things because he's the international voice of time day.
I don't know that I talked about that on the live stream.
Well, you did on the podcast. So you got your bases covered.
There you go. So anyway, yeah, it was, I mean, it was a great weekend on track. There was, a lot of people, I'm sure there's a ton of people who are really happy with their performances this weekend, and they should be. I'm not trying to take that away from anybody.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and then there's just so many of them, Robbie.
Yeah, it's like 150 of them.
There weren't that many.
100.
It was 100.
Yeah. Because there was 50 GLTC drivers.
Yeah, I think there were between 90 and 100 time attack entries.
That was enough.
Yeah.
That was a full paddock.
Between 40 and 60 HPD entries.
Oh, there was that many? I didn't realize that.
I think it's 20 to 30 a session. They're an advanced and an intermediate.
Yeah, because there wasn't any beginners. Because you shouldn't bring beginners to a festival.
It's too much.
It's too much for everybody.
Yeah.
Driver, staff, it's too much.
Yeah. So, yeah. That was my weekend. On the track.
Yep. Before we dive any further, I want to remind everybody to head over to Petrobox. It's mypetrobox.com. Use the code TTP15 for 50% off your first box. I have a friend that used the code just yesterday.
Oh.
Yes. Mutual friend, Josh.
Zach LaPetrie?
I think he has already, but not yesterday. Other Josh. But yeah, if you want to get a box delivered to your house every month.
Yeah.
mypetrobox.com. We got... I used some today because I cleaned the GTO because I'm getting rid of it. So I washed it.
I'm so happy, Robbie.
I am too. It's already in the trailer, ready to go.
Oh, man.
But I used the car shampoo that came in my Petrobox. Mm-hmm. And then I also used the window cleaner that I also got in my Petrobox. And I didn't use the clay bar. I'm saving that for the truck. That's my truck. And then I also got some buttery wax that I didn't use on the GG. I'm using it on the truck.
I don't have any use for any of this stuff, Robbie. I don't take care of my vehicles that well. Visually.
I wouldn't go to the store and buy this stuff, but now that I have it, I do clean my cars more often, and I do take better care now that I do have it.
I wish I had time for that.
If it's a priority, then you would make time.
I wish that I owned a vehicle that was nice enough that I cared about it in that way.
Dude, I spent an entire weekend buffing the truck when I got it because it was so swirled, and it drove me nuts.
I'm going to do an oil change on the Odyssey this weekend. And
that's good.
Kind of nut and bolt it and stuff like that. But I might run it through a car wash. That's it, though.
I live on gravel, so it's always filthy. That's the problem, too. Like, if I take the time to clean it, as soon as I leave, it's fucking filthy again.
You know what I clean more than anything else? My fucking work truck.
It's because you really like your work truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you care about your vehicle, their store also has all of these products if you want to just get a specific product and use the code because you get 50% off. We got shirts as well. We got glass cleaner. A lot of the Adams polishes stuff. So we got some Jack's Wax stuff, Jay Leno's products. So I mean, it's not just like junk. It gets properly good cleaning chemicals. So like the Jack Wax Ultimate Wheel Cleaner, I use that after every event to get all the brake dust and junk off my wheels.
Fucking G-Locks, man.
They're not that bad. Dusty's just a complainer because it's not a street vehicle.
That's fair.
Yeah, and then you got mechanics gloves for $15, but you could get even more off for 15% with our code.
Boom.
So yeah, if you want to just like pick and choose what you want, you can head over to mypetchbox.com and go use the shop. Or if you want to get a box every single month, and then which is a lot of these products that are already here. Obviously, if it makes it to the store, it's because they've already been in a box. So if you want the stuff to show up every month as a surprise, it's a present. mypetchbox.com.
So, the debauchery.
You know what?
So coming into this weekend,
I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, are we gonna?
It's been an hour and a half. This is already on the thumbnail, and like we haven't even pretended that it exists.
I kind of forgot about it. We got a best dressed award. That's what you're talking about, right?
Obviously, the best dressed award.
We as a group, and Robbie and I did not partake in this in any way, shape, or form. But they gave us the trophy because apparently we brought them all together. But we won the best dressed at Midwest Fest award.
Yep.
Our Festiva friends with their wicked mullets and their cut off T-shirts and jeans.
Yep. And Dalton also with his wicked cut off jeans. Yeah, I believe that we got encompassed in that because it's our paddock. It was the Ten Tenths Podcast Paddock.
Which I don't know that I love either.
I kind of like it.
I do, but I don't.
We've kind of set a precedence.
Oh, trust me. You don't even want to know, Robbie.
I know.
You don't even want to know.
I'm in.
No, I don't know if you are.
Not what?
For next year?
I'm in.
This is going to get weird.
I like weird.
You think this year was weird?
Nope.
It wasn't weird.
It wasn't that weird.
No.
I am shocked. I guess we'll get to it, but like, anyways. But we got our collective group won best dressed. Obviously, It wasn't because of what Adam and I were wearing.
No, because we're not cut off jean shorts, guys.
No, but the jean shorts and mullets won the weekend. But because it was our paddock, we got to take the trophy home and hang it on our wall.
Yeah. Tommy did offer to give me a mullet. He brought his trimmers, and I said, stay away from me.
That's fair.
Don't touch me.
That's fair. We'll talk about Tommy shortly.
Yeah. The actual elephant in the room, though.
So
this is now Ten Tenths Podcast brought to you by Slip Angle.
By Drivers for Drivers Podcast. So if you can see the thumbnail, you can see that there is a 4-foot by 3-foot roughly metal sign that the Club TR drivers pooled their money to purchase for Adam Jabay.
I didn't know that's how this got purchased.
These are not cheap. This is a steel laser cut piece of sign, and you'll also notice that it has LEDs. It glows.
It's so ridiculous.
This was a wonderful gift for Adam Jabay.
And we stole it.
We stole it.
Kind of. We joked about
stealing
like, that shit's coming home with us.
Yeah, obviously. It's not going home with Jabay.
Yeah, there's not a chance. We're going to steal that. And then we told Jabay that.
Yep.
And he thought that was funnier than actually taking it. And then at some point, someone who Dalton didn't know flagged Dalton down and had him help load it into your trailer.
Yeah, so Saturday night
they're in on it.
Yeah, so Saturday we're at the concerts. I come back and I go into my trailer, and this is leaning up against the wall. Mm-hmm. And
apparently Dalton helped them put it in there.
Because they came over and asked, which trailer is Robbie's?
Yep.
And then they put this in my trailer.
Yep.
And then I came back and went, I'm just going to close the door. Just in case this isn't supposed to be here, I'm going to close the door. Yeah. I don't want to have to explain why this is in my trailer. So
right now my current plan is to probably return it to the Jabay at the Road America event.
That was my plan, yes.
It's just,
I like, even if for some reason I can't drive, I have to be at the Road America event because I have to bring like a bunch of shit there. Yeah, for various things.
Well, I have to be there as well,
live stream, so
it's fine.
This is not staying.
Yeah, so my intention was just to return it at that point, and it was just a joke, and I wasn't even sure that we were actually going to steal it. And then next thing I know, it's in your trailer.
Yep. And then when I moved it from the trailer to the truck, I put the blanket over it because again, I didn't want to have to explain it to somebody that might not find it funny, which apparently is all the Club TR drivers.
Well, they're the ones that gave it to us.
Not all of them.
Somebody did.
I know some of them didn't find it funny.
Well, we'll return it.
It'll come back. Probably.
It's a joke.
It just. That now it could be on thumbnails, and now we're a team.
It's going to get more coverage this way than it is if you put it in Jabay's garage.
Yeah, no one will see it there.
You don't do YouTube things. No one's going to ever see it.
Everyone's going to see this.
Yeah, his wife's just going to be like, that's just a stupid thing.
Yep.
Does that really have to be on our wall?
In the living room, of course.
That's where I would put it.
I'll put it over my bed, use the lights.
If I had one of those that said 10 Tenths Podcast, it should be on my wall in my living room for sure.
For sure.
Katie would hate it so much.
Then we need those.
I got a place where I can put it.
Yeah, you need that.
So I have a vaulted ceiling in my living room.
Yeah.
And but the kitchen's not vaulted, so there's a wall there, but it ends like 8 foot in the air.
Yep.
I've always wanted to put something stupid up there. A giant backlit 10 Tenths Podcast sign would be just the right amount of stupid.
Perfect. I like it. That if we get one, you could take the banner.
The banner's not so much fun.
That's true. Kind of disappointing now that we have the sweet sign.
I know, right? No, I feel
maybe we'll give Jabay the banner and we'll keep that.
I feel inadequate.
No one makes us signs. Well, I guess we got that.
We're not nearly as loved as Adam Jabay.
Nobody is as loved as Adam Jabay.
Somebody on one of the Adam Jabay Track Midwest posts this weekend, somebody commented, "Find you a woman that loves you half as much as Track Midwest loves Adam Jabay," and I couldn't agree with that statement more.
That's painfully accurate. That's a love we all long to find.
Yeah, for sure. It's not a two-way street, that love, though.
No.
He kind of hates us.
Yeah. And that's all right.
So anyway, this weekend coming into this weekend, the Festiva guys, who are now famous from the Mid-Ohio shenanigans, not only our shenanigans on our podcast, but Slip Angle as well. And then there was also Rob Wilkinson got some of what I consider to be the best pictures that have ever come out of a Gridlife event of the Festiva guys on motorcycles in front of the gas pumps at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Forgot to pull that up.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But anyway, so those guys were paddocked with us this weekend. And coming into the event, Tommy specifically was looking for one of these inflatable, portable hot tubs.
Yeah, like the Intex.
Yeah.
And he found it.
I was a little bit on the fence about this. He also wanted to bring a tire machine, which I was adamantly against.
Why? That'd be super helpful.
No. Trust me. You don't want to encourage this, Robbie.
Why is it so bad? Why is it so bad?
Because it's Tommy.
That seems
and
like...
I really enjoy Tommy's company. Don't get me wrong.
Well...
He doesn't need this. I didn't try to throw fists at him or anything this weekend, so...
Well, we'll get there.
So, but anyway, I guess Dan Malloy was the one who found this hot tub. One of his friends was trying to sell it. He Tommy'd him down a little bit. I think they paid like
30% of what he was asking for it.
I think it paid either 100 or 150 for it. Just 50%.
I thought it was 30%.
I know he was asking 3. I don't remember what they ended up on. I know it's between 100 and 150.
Yeah, I'll say I think
but anyway, we ended up with a hot tub. I was a little questioning of how they were going to fill up said hot tub.
Yep, which is a fair question because we don't have a hose.
We talked about a sump pump in the pond, which would have been super disgusting.
Yep.
What they ultimately ended up doing was Joe King, who I lovingly refer to as Joe Johnson, because I messed that up on the live stream because I'm a terrible time attack announcer.
No, you're the best.
He brought a Tundra with all the stuff that they needed.
Yep.
And they put a tarp in the back of the Tundra, drove the Tundra over by the Gingerman barn, filled the back of the truck with water with a hose, drove it back over to where they had set up the hot tub, and then opened the tailgate while 2 guys were holding the back of the tarp up, and then slowly let it down and let it just like V.
Yep.
And funnel into the hot tub, and it actually worked
flawlessly,
like annoyingly well, like too well.
Like first try, it all just fell into place.
But so it started out at like between 60 and 65 degrees.
Cold.
Which is cold. It was real cold. And because it's portable and electric, it's not exactly the fastest thing in the world. So it heats up at 2 degrees an hour.
Okay.
Is roughly what it was doing. And then, of course, our generator dies at night while we're sleeping, so then it falls behind a little bit. And so Thursday night was absolutely not a chance. It was like in the low 70s at best Thursday night. But Friday night, it was up into the 90s, which is tolerable.
Yeah, not bad.
And so that's when the hot tub debauchery started, was Friday night. They hopped in it, immediately drained a bunch of that water into our paddock area because it was
overflowed.
way overfilled.
Yep.
And then 3 guys jumping into it spilled a bunch out, and then 8 guys jumping into it spilled a bunch more out.
Yes. It doesn't take a lot of water when you have 8 people in there.
No, it really doesn't. It's amazing how little water there is when they all got out. It was hilarious to me. It was like 8 inches deep in a 3-foot tub.
Yep.
And like it was plumb full when there were 8 people in it.
Yep.
Hilarious. But anyway, they decided that the water wasn't heating up fast enough, which it wasn't.
No,
so what they came up with was Tommy brought a big griddle, it's not a Blackstone.
It's like the size of the table.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
huge.
close. It wasn't a Blackstone, but it was that type of thing. Everyone knows what a Blackstone is at this point.
Like a propane.
Like a propane fired griddle.
Yes.
Because we were cooking breakfast for like 10 people, and it's really annoying to do on a little like countertop griddle. It's annoying to do for like 4 people.
Yeah.
Which I've done at some events, but like to do 10 people, it's unbearably annoying. It's impossible.
Right.
And so Tommy brought that. Thank God Tommy had it. I'm super, super glad he had it because we were able to eat pretty well most of the weekend because of it. But they would fill the water, or they would fill empty beer cans with water, and then put them on the griddle and bring them to a hotter temperature, not quite a boiling, but a warmer temperature for sure.
Yep.
And then throw the beer cans into the hot tub, thereby draining the water and transferring the heat from the can to the water around it. And that was how they were able to maintain or bring up the temperature on Friday night, which is hilarious to me. But yeah, so I don't even know. We were Friday night. I was at the concert for a while. You and I went to the concert for a while.
Yep. There were some jam bands that you were way into. Cause
I was actually like more into them than I expected to be.
Yeah. So you got like,
because they use real instruments, and I appreciate.
Yeah. You got guys on drums. You got guys on guitars, and but it's also like a mixture of like the club music stuff too.
Like it was club. It was like Dead Mouse meets Fish.
Yeah.
It was weird, but I enjoyed it. It was
kind of like that band Savoy from the first year that they did that similar too, where they had instruments, absolutely, but also like club music.
But like, I mean, I don't think that this is an unpopular opinion when I say that Alpine may have been the worst music lineup
they've ever had.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of nice things to say about that concert from a lot of people.
It was
at festival.
Really bad. It was really bad.
The Midwest Festival concert lineup was good.
Right. Much better. And so, like, I kind of came into it with low expectations. I don't need these people,
Yeah.
The Floozies just sound fun.
Yeah.
And they were.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It was pretty good.
It was great.
Big Boy on Saturday night was a good show. He put on a great show.
Yeah. And so then, like, somehow I ended up backstage for a while on Friday night, which is weird.
You're kind of a big deal. You're the voice.
Robbie, we ended up backstage our very first year at Gridlife when we definitely were not big deals.
That's because Adam was a big deal and we're just riding coattails.
I mean, what do you think I've been doing for the last 5 years?
Yeah, but now look how it's paid off. You are the voice of Time Attack.
I hate that term more than the spirit of Time Attack.
The best part is now we know the title of the show.
I fucking hate you so much, Robbie. I'm going to go into Shout Engine and YouTube and change them.
No, because it's got the thumbnails already made. It's got...
Watch me.
Why does the thumbnail not match the title?
Is Robbie losing it? What the hell's happening? So anyway, yeah. Friday night after the concert.
The after parties at our paddock. We were right next to Matt Williams, who always karaoke's and always parties the hardest. We didn't really get too much into the karaoke on Friday night. No,
there was
really.
a planned very large event on Saturday night, so we didn't want to, ruin our pipes or anything.
Of course.
Because
some people's voices are more important than others.
Jesus Christ, Robbie.
I'm just saying. But anyway, so we come back from the concerts. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all lit up. We got nice lights. We got a hot tub. We got a table full of booze that's really not useful to either of us.
No, but it was there.
It was there.
It was bringing people in.
Yep, people drank it.
Dude, so Gingerman's Paddock is split down the middle by a road that comes basically off the timing tower and just runs straight down the middle. Yep. And we were right on that road, so we're like right in the center of everything.
Yep.
And so there's lots of foot traffic by our paddock area all day, every day, all weekend. And everybody who drove by or walked by or whatever, stop and go,
Is that a hot tub?
Is that a hot tub? Like, yeah, that's a hot tub. Like, you guys know how to party. Like,
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah. These are the faces of partying.
Yeah.
Right,
that's what
right
we're
here.
Known, that's what we're known for.
10 Tenths partying. Duh.
We party hard.
Till the break of dawn, apparently.
Party on, Wayne.
I don't know what that means. I'm fucking with you.
Don't even do that to me. Don't even do that to me. So, yeah. Friday night got weird.
Friday night got weird.
Got bad.
Yeah.
Got a little bad. Do you want to tell this story?
Tommy earned it. So
You've decided. Okay.
Yeah,
he redeemed himself pretty well.
He if he was able to tell the other stories, we have to tell this one.
So, Tommy was
Tommy.
Tommy was in a so nobody gets it, Robbie. Everybody needs to go and watch Grind.
The movie
it's
Grind.
The fucking greatest.
Just Tommy was Tommy.
Google Tom Green Grind so that you've seen the Jimmy scene, so we can just get it out of the way, so everybody knows what we're talking about because it's hilarious. Anyway, Dalton's stacker is we figured out is relatively structurally stable enough that we can stand on top of it with a ladder.
Yep, we put in that.
And so we figured that out at Alpine, which is where we watched a lot of the racing. So Tommy this weekend decided he was going to set up his tent on the roof of the stacker.
Because that's the place you want to be after you've been drinking all day.
Effectively making it a 3-story building.
Yes.
We did decide that with the additional floor space there, it is actually bigger than Dalton's smallest slum. If you include the lift when raised as the second story.
I would.
Tommy's is the 3rd story. Well, actually, it's kind of a split level deal.
Yeah.
Because you've got the area above the gooseneck. That's kind of like the story and a half. It's a split level deal. You know how fancy houses are these days.
Exactly.
And then, so Tommy... He's Thursday night we're there. I think it may have been before you showed up. He's on FaceTime with his girlfriend.
Yep.
Right. Who must just be an absolute saint.
She has to be the most patient person on earth.
Yeah.
I've never met her.
Yeah.
But she has to be the most patient person
for sure.
More patient than Sam.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, because Sam is
a saint.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, so she puts up with Dalton and all of our shit.
Which is a lot.
Yes, that's
so
a lot.
much.
Too much. Not only that, but every morning I greet her with, "Hey Sam, how's your mom?" Because her mom's hot.
So Tommy's talking to his girlfriend. This is like my favorite thing I've ever heard Tommy say. He like points his camera up and shows her the tent, and she's like, "You're not sleeping that. You have to take that down." He goes, "Babe, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do that."
I mean,
Tommy will always say he's not a liar. Tommy's a lot of things, but he's not a liar.
He's not a liar. And a pinky promise is fucking sacred.
I can respect that, he's not a liar, and I just love it. Babe, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do that.
It's staying there. I thought Friday night when he went up there, he's like going up the ladder all funny, like, haha. And then he trips over the top step.
I thought for sure he was going to die.
I thought he was dead. Just hits his foot right on the top one, trips forward. It's like, that's the end of Tommy.
It's okay, though. He's a firefighter. He's quick on his feet.
Yep, he caught it.
Yeah.
He caught it.
And then he immediately stumbled over his lawn chair that he has on his deck.
Yep.
In front of his...
And he didn't fall off.
Yeah. Anyway, after the concert, there were a few people in the pool or in the hot tub.
There was someone in the hot tub from probably like 7 o'clock at night till
like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, at least one person was in that hot tub.
It was so gross.
It was a lot.
After Friday night, it was already
a lot of people used it like a bath.
It was already pretty disgusting.
Have you ever
the end of Friday night?
Have you ever seen the movie Almost Famous? It's a Chris Farley movie where they're trying to beat Lewis and Clark to settle the West or whatever.
Maybe.
Anyways, it's a stupid comedy. It's really funny. But there's a scene where Chris Farley takes a bath because it's the Old West, so you do it like once a year.
Yeah, and like everybody takes a bath in the same water.
Yeah, so he gets in, and then like it goes clean when he gets in, and then he gets out, and then the guys that he rented the tub from is like looking at it like just in pure disgust because it's properly filthy. Like it looks like a manure pit now.
Yeah,
and Chris Farley turns to me and goes, "Yeah, some of those flies were in there before I got in." Like, that's exactly how I would describe that hot tub. Yeah, man. It's like some of that dirt was already there.
Like we said, there were like 8 people in there. So when they get out, there's like literally 8 to 10 inches of water left in the bottom of this thing, and you still can't see the bottom.
Nope, not even close.
It's so gross.
It went from being like clean, drinkable water to filthy lake water.
Yeah, the pond would have been an improvement.
Yep.
So.
There's a lot of urine in there.
There had to have been. There was not that many bathroom breaks.
There was no way.
So after the concert, Jabay showed up in our area, which I think was, in hindsight, a huge mistake. But apparently,
Friday.
Yeah, Friday night.
Okay,
and because they were all in the hot tub, and Jabay would not get in the hot tub Friday night.
Yeah, he wouldn't get in Friday night.
Wouldn't get in Friday night, but apparently he pinky promised Tommy that he would do it Saturday night.
I never saw it.
Well, so a bunch of the drunk people saw it, but what was the tipping point Saturday night for getting Adam to admit that it happened and getting in the hot tub was that Abe said he saw it too.
And pinky promises are sacred.
And Tommy was like instantly Abe's best friend. But Tommy spent all day Saturday talking about how pinky promises are sacred. Which is a Trolls World Tour quote.
Never saw it, but yes.
And talking about how you can't go back on a pinky promise.
He's not wrong. You can't.
So after they got out of the tub, they were up on the roof of the trailer. We'll tell your story.
On Friday night.
We'll tell your story.
Okay. So
let's let you.
Yeah, so Friday night where everyone's drinking, having a good time, and like I come back from the concert and like Tommy takes off out of the hot tub and goes like around the trailer because like mine's right next to Dalton's stacker. He goes around
on the backside.
On the backside. So he goes behind
opposite from the shenanigans.
Yeah, so he goes behind the stacker and they're like, dude, he's peeing back there. And I was like, are you peeing on my truck? And he was. He's like a dog pissing on the tires.
Yeah.
Literally the exact equal distance the other direction is 5 porta potties.
5 porta potties.
The like same exact walking steps. Like if he gets out of the tub and goes right, 6 steps is my truck. Goes left, 6 steps, 5 porta potties.
He had the decency to go throw up in one of those.
Yeah, on Saturday night he threw,
which is almost enough to make me throw up. Yeah, just the thought of throwing up in a porta potty.
Those porta potties alone are gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had, instead of going left, he'd always go right and go pee next to my truck or on the tires of my truck.
Right.
So I was like, I told him Friday night, like I just met him.
Yeah.
You're fucking dead to me. That's what I said to him.
Yeah, that seems fair.
So
he probably thought you were joking.
I wasn't at the time. I told him, you're Tommy, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
And no, enemy for life. I told him he was an enemy for life.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Because he peed on my truck, he is the enemy. He is my enemy for life.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So we hang out for a while, and I get sick of people, and I do
as Robbie does.
I do the Irish goodbye, and I tell everybody I'm going to the bathroom, and I just don't come back. Right. I go close the trailer, and I go to bed.
That's funny. The Irish goodbye. That's
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
That's rude.
And I don't come back.
It's rude, Robbie. You're not Irish. You're Dutch.
Fine, it's a Dutch goodbye. I don't fucking care. At 2 in the morning, I'm sick of all of you.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Actually, it wasn't even 2. It was like 12:30. Because it wasn't too.
We didn't
wild.
get that wild
Not
on
on
Friday because we had to race Saturday.
Yeah. And then, so I'm trying to sleep, and you can hear there's some music from like Matt's area still going. I got earplugs in because people are loud, and I'm a lot lighter of a sleeper than you are.
Clearly.
And so
everybody's a lighter sleeper. Dead people are lighter sleepers than I am.
Yeah. So I wake up to what I think. I hear some people outside, and I wake up to what it sounds like rain on my trailer. And then it occurs to me,
It's not supposed to rain this weekend.
yeah, there's 0% chance.
Oddly enough, Gridlife's at Gingerman. No rain in the forecast.
Weird. We
Yeah,
clearly
a
picked
strange thing.
Picked the wrong weekend, apparently.
Yeah.
Then it occurs to me, that's obviously not rain. He's pissing on the top of your trailer. To which I took as being complete fucking disrespect.
Yeah.
I got out of the truck or trailer ready to fight.
I didn't know that you got out.
I was ready to throw hands. I was so pissed. not like it's, obviously the pee didn't get on me.
Nope.
It washes right off. It's on the top of my trailer. It's not the end of the world.
Uh-huh.
But in the moment,
Yeah.
the complete disrespect was, I'm going to take a tire jack to this motherfucker. I was so mad.
No, I totally agree with you, Robbie.
Yep, got
It's
out.
an incredibly tasteless thing to do.
Was gonna grab the handle of the jack. Didn't, but I was still ready to throw hands. By the time I got to the front where everyone would have been, I decided to just continue walking all the way back to Matt Williams' paddock and just watch them karaoke for a while and cool off.
Oh, I didn't know that that's what happened.
So I went over to Matt and talked to Matt. I bet I was over there a half hour. Then Tommy came over, and I was like, dude, you need to go away right now. Like, you know why. Go away. Because at this point, I'm realizing I really don't want to get kicked out of Gridlife tonight.
Yeah.
I want to race tomorrow. I don't want to be the guy that got kicked out at midnight because he got in a fight.
Right.
Didn't want to do it.
I appreciate that.
So I didn't. I didn't want to put Adam in that position. I didn't want the voice of time attack to have to talk about it. It's just the whole thing. I just didn't want to. So I was able to cool off and go to bed. And luckily, Tommy's friends in the morning, like Joe Johnson and
Dan,
and Dan,
Charlie,
they all kind of were like, dude, you fucked up.
you crossed the line. Now, I just want this to be clear. Adam Gervais was feeling pretty sassy that night.
Yeah, he clearly egged him on.
And he was on the roof with Tommy when it happened.
Yeah, this is why I stole it.
And I cannot confirm or deny. Genuinely, I don't know. But I do think there may have been some coercion.
He was coaxed.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he woke up. First, I didn't even get a chance to, put my wheels on my car at this point.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of swapping wheels because I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, because it was Friday night. So, yeah, Saturday I was swapping wheels.
Yep.
And he comes up to me and apologizes first thing. And I was like, at this point, I'm clearly over it because it's morning.
Right.
And he rinses off my trailer and he makes me breakfast. And then he's super nice to me.
Yeah.
He goes out of his way to be nice to me the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm over it by that point. But it was just kind of funny that. Which I did appreciate when he did get good and drunk on Saturday because he completely left me alone.
Yeah.
He was focused on everybody else.
Unfortunately, he was a little too focused on.
I know. He focused on you.
Tommy kissed me 3 times this weekend.
He didn't do any of that to me.
I'm just saying. It got weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to fight him, which is good.
Right.
So because I didn't want to fight him.
So Friday night they came up with the concept of what they were calling hot tub time attack.
Yes.
Which what they wanted to happen was they wanted Adam to get in the tub, and then with the podcasting gear, and then I was supposed to run around the paddock and gather time attack drivers, and then I was somehow supposed to
convince them
that they needed to get in the tub with Adam, and that they were going to record 10-minute interviews each with Adam in the hot tub.
If there was anybody that could convince him, it'd be you.
I don't think that's true at all.
Just tell him you're talking about on the live stream.
Well, I mean, they get to talk to Adam Gervais.
No.
If there's any Adam that people want to talk
Adam
to,
has
it's
no control
Adam
over what's said on the live stream.
Yeah, but if there's anybody who wants to talk about, or if there's any Adam that people want to talk to, it's definitely that one.
Nah. He's not on the live stream.
The problem was that there was never... Well, first of all, the real problem is that most of the time attack drivers are far too civilized to end up in that hot tub. Yeah, I saw.
There's 0 GLTC drivers in there, and there's a fair number of time attack drivers in there.
There's one time attack driver in there.
That's one more than GLTC drivers.
It's because you guys are too good for us. Most of your pansy asses are back at their hotels.
God, that sounds so nice. Doesn't it?
No!
Liar.
Dude, I would never stay at a hotel over this.
No, never.
I thoroughly enjoy this.
Friday night, I would have taken it. But
well, okay, that's fair. I'll give you that one. But
Saturday night, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not a partier, and I didn't partake in any of the craziness. And,
I didn't
get in the hot tub.
No.
No.
No, I'm not getting that hot tub.
No.
It's proper
I
disgusting.
don't like getting in clean pools.
I like pools.
Water is for two things: showering in and drinking. And that's it.
No,
That's the extent of...
Swimming is good.
No.
Swimming is good.
No.
I like swimming.
I don't swim. I don't enjoy it. It's not my thing. I don't want anything to do with it. But
that water is so gross. Why is it so brown?
yeah, because there's a lot of dirt in there, dude.
And they use like one of those entire like chlorine packs
we had a giant chlorine
that
pack
you would
in
put in like an actual size hot tub.
Yep.
And it still looks like that.
Well, chlorine doesn't dissolve dirt, Robbie.
That thing has a filter.
Not a very good one.
No, terrible.
That's one of the things Tommy's working on improving already as we speak.
Good for him.
That, and he's also trying to figure out how to make it heat up faster.
What, putting beer cans on a kettle wasn't good enough?
Well, so the original plan was, so the Festiva has a water-to-air intercooler.
Yeah.
So before you go out, you fill the box with ice, and when you come back, the water in that thing is like 160 degrees. And you drain it out and dump it on the ground and put more ice in it when you go back out. Well, originally our plan was to just drain the drain pan into the hot tub. But then, for one reason or another, the Festiva didn't really go out that much on Saturday, and so we didn't get that much water out of it.
Oh, yeah, because he broke a wheel spindle.
Yep, he broke a spindle.
Or a hub.
That's something. He broke a front suspension component. And Joe King and Brad Hazard, who was a Festiva buddy who came down to hang out for the weekend, they drove 3 hours back to Brad's house to get the parts to fix it, and then drove 3 hours back to the racetrack on Friday.
Nice.
To get the car back on the, or maybe that was on Saturday. Was that on? Not. It was on Friday.
Was it? No, it was Saturday. I think they did the drive on Saturday.
I can't remember now. You're probably.
It's
right.
all one big blur, dude.
It's such a blur.
But Saturday night, Adam Jabay got that hot tub.
Adam Jabay got in that hot tub
for like a long time.
For a really long time.
Way longer than I thought he'd do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Tommy wouldn't let it go because
pinky promises are sacred, Robbie.
You know, I appreciate that he's consistent.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah.
And he holds you to your word.
Yeah. A little too much. So we did try to record a podcast, me and Abe and a little bit Adam, and we talked to Charlie Whitney for a while about his crazy Festiva. I don't know if that will ever get released as a Slip Angle episode because we were literally standing closer than you and I are sitting to the hot tub.
There was so much background noise. I'd be shocked if it was usable.
I doubt it's usable, but it's hilarious if it is. The other problem is that like Tommy would pop in and out and just say things that didn't matter in any way, shape, or form and were completely out of context unless you were in the moment. And at one point in time, he whispered something into Abe's ear while holding his microphone. Yep. I don't know what he said, but Abe clearly was a little off put by it, which doesn't take much because Abe's kind of a fancy boy, and I don't know that how he handles our shenanigans that well.
You mean he doesn't appreciate the guys from the Middle East? I mean, Ohio. That's Middle East.
Only one of them is from Ohio.
Isn't Tommy from Ohio?
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, Robbie, those people exist here in Iowa too.
Nope.
Just like all the shit that E-Man talks about. Oh, well, Iowa has this. Yeah, that shit exists in Ohio too.
It's the same.
It's the same. That's what I've been trying to say for fucking months now. It's the same place. They're not any different. Ohio is not better than Iowa. It's exactly the same.
People are going to listen to a 2-hour podcast and they're going to take that away from it. Like, no, it's not.
But it is. Small town Ohio and small town Iowa could not be any more the same. They're exactly the same. And like big city Ohio and big city Iowa are the same fucking thing. They're not that big of cities.
See, now you're
just because we don't have a pro football team doesn't mean anything.
Now he's going to be all mad because he's going to say that Cleveland and Cincinnati are clearly much bigger cities than Des Moines.
But it's the same thing, Robbie. Just because you have 2 million people and we have 1 doesn't mean anything. It's the same thing.
I'm going to let you die on that hill. I am.
Am I wrong?
I believe everyone's opinion is valid and worth hearing.
No, because you know I'm right, Robbie. You know I'm right.
So what else happened on Saturday night? Because I went to bed at 2 and was done with you people.
So there was a lot of karaoke. We karaoke until 4 o'clock in the morning, at which time Matt decided it was time to shut it down.
Because there was a line of, like, a list of people doing
at any given point in time, there were at least 15 people on the list in the queue.
That's too many.
If you will.
That's so many people.
Yeah. They had, like, so... Matt bought a $6 trophy on Amazon, and competitors do as competitors do, and decided that trophy was going home with them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it was given to Josh Hulka, Street Mod champion. Not Street Mod, Street Class.
Yeah.
Street Class champion. Because apparently, no, I've never actually met Josh. I've never, like, talked to him face to face.
Right.
But apparently he's a very, like, generally speaking, he's a pretty quiet and subdued. I think he's a lot like you. Like, he doesn't seem to be like the big party guy. He's there.
Yeah.
He's involved in the thing, but like he goes to bed.
He's not the loud guy.
No, he's not the loud guy, and he's pretty subdued. He's like a surgeon or something like that, you know?
That's what Scott Robertson said about me. He goes, when I met you, that like you and Paddock is not you on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, absolutely. No, people assume that we're like narcissistic, like extroverted.
Not even a little bit. Like totally introverted. Like the reason I do a podcast is because I don't share my opinions anywhere else.
Yeah. And because like it's just you and me here.
Yeah. This is a conversation. It just happens to be posted publicly.
Right. So, but I guess he like, not only did he kill it, but it was like the most gangster rap thing ever, which is very not like stereotypical quiet surgeon smart guy.
Yep. Like he pulls out Nate Dogg's regulators.
Yeah, and everybody's just
word.
like, I mean, we got to give it to him, right? And so he won it. I did not see his performance. Of the performances I saw, without a doubt, my opinion was James Morgan should have won it. But I totally see where they're coming from with Hulka. I'm sure that it was out of control and hilarious to watch.
Apparently, Andrew Raines sung "We Didn't Start the Fire" again,
which he did at NCM.
And apparently, people were talking about it in other group chats that I'm in and publicly on like Track Midwest days later. Like, blown away by it.
Apparently, some of the drifters were like beside themselves with shock. Andrew's a very talented individual.
Yes,
and we talked to him a little bit before we went our separate ways on Sunday. You know, he talked about like, this is my place. Like,
oh yeah.
Like he's very much the extroverted people person that we're not.
Yes.
I play a good one on TV, but that's not what we are.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm more of I'll sit quietly in the corner. Thank you.
Yeah. I think I'm a little more
you're
outgoing than you tend to be, but
yep. I have like even at Gridlife, I have like my groups, my spots that I always go and like check in and say hi to like certain people.
Yeah,
and that's where it stops. Like I don't go introduce myself to people ever.
I don't really do that either. But a lot of people come and introduce themselves to me.
Yep. If someone comes up to me, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very outgoing.
Yeah.
I don't start the conversation. It's pretty rare.
So. Yeah, it was wild. It was supposed to be 80s themed. It didn't really get that 80s themed.
No, it didn't. Well, I mean, the problem is not everyone's singing 80s songs, and that theme goes away pretty fast.
Yeah, that's fair. But man, we literally karaoke till 4 o'clock in the morning, and there were 200 people out there at one point.
Yeah, it's just packed.
You know, I rode through GA at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was dead.
Silent.
There were a handful of people playing either Flippy Cup or Pong or something. I don't know exactly. I didn't look. We were ripping around on scooters being hooligans. But yeah, dude, it was super quiet. And then you come back. Like we were out on
polar opposite.
We were out on Spectator Hill, and I could tell you what song they were karaokeing to.
So loud. It was loud. It was because the speakers are pointed away from my trailer.
They were pointed right at Spectator Hill, though.
And
I
had headphones in or earplugs in.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the general parking was the polar opposite of what it was last time we were there.
Yeah, it was really quiet. So a lot of the pro drifters weren't here this weekend because
Long Beach is happening right now.
Yeah, as this podcast is happening.
Yep.
And I guess the last round their cars were, or the last Formula Drift round was over in that direction as well. And so none of them really could make the math work to bring their cars to Midwest and then bring them back to California again. And so, like Vaughn Gittin and Ryan Turek and stuff like that, those guys weren't there. Chris Forsberg was still there because Ultimaniac was built specifically to
go to Gridlife
and do stupid stuff there. And so that car stays in this area along with Brian Highcotter's GLTC car.
Yep.
And then I guess, because I talked to Highcotter at length on Saturday night during the concert. When you were over there watching Nate Dogg,
yep.
I was chumming it up with a...
Big boy.
Or, yeah, sorry, big boy. Whatever. See, I don't even care. When you were jamming to
when I was
I'm
watching,
sorry, Miss Jackson, I was what?
That's fine.
He sang it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. There's a lot of Outkast songs.
Yeah. While
so
you were over there jamming to that, I'm busy talking to former Le Mans racing Brian Highcotter backstage.
I want to tell you how jealous I am because I want to have that conversation.
He's like, dude, he couldn't be more different from
the Forsberg
like the Chris the stereotypical what people imagine Chris Forsberg's crew to be.
Like, yeah, I 100% see that. I just assumed that he was the same as like that partying guy.
Yeah, no, he's real quiet, real. So you could tell he was incredibly uncomfortable when we were like right in backstage.
Yep.
And we were like trying to carry on a conversation and he was like, can we like go away from here? Like, yeah, that sounds great, man. Let's go. And like, we spent 45 minutes talking to Brian Highcotter about like how he got into racing and the fact that he's got like 8 or 9 solo national championship titles to his name. And, you know, that he's a really active autocrosser on top of the fact that he's also raced at Le Mans and is one of the most successful sim racers of all time. And it's very strange.
Yeah. Super interesting guy. I've yet to have a formal conversation.
Yeah.
With him.
Really, really nice guy, but like,
I think it's because he gets off track and he doesn't go and socialize.
Yeah. Yeah. You could tell that he was like really uncomfortable in that large group, which I totally get.
Don't blame him.
No.
One bit.
I was in the back of that large group.
Yep.
So.
No, I get it. Completely. Yeah. That's probably why we haven't had a conversation is because we both do kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
We go on track and then we're like,
all right, now where can I go hide?
Yeah, I'm going to go sit in my trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope, I get it.
Yeah. So.
One thing I want to talk about, which I thought was kind of cool, was that the lift drift.
Oh gosh, what a mess!
So
grip, drift, lift, taxi session.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is, if you wanted to, you could. If you were a drifter, if you were a time attacker or a GLTCer, you basically were lined up. And then it was basically everyone a free for all for the most part. So like it was you had
grip and drift cars on track together at the same time doing the thing they do.
Yep. So drift cars were just drifting through corners doing ride-alongs.
Yep.
Grip drivers were just doing hot laps with ride-alongs. You had this the fits with 4 people in each car.
They were 4 fits deep with 4 people in each of them.
Yep.
Bumping each other. Bump drafting down the back straight the whole time.
What with drift cars flying by them, pretty decently quick time attack. And
there was one. I was told the fit drivers came out. I think there was also Mike Mills and his Fiesta at this time. So we'll call them the Sunday Cup guys instead. Yeah. So because I don't want to offend anybody.
No, of course not.
So the Sunday Cup guys came out of pit lane, and the Falcon guy they got sent right in front of the Falcon guys. And so the Falcon guys drift through 1, drift through 2. The Fits are in front of them, or the Sunday Cup guys are in front of them. So between 2 and 3, they get caught up. And the Sunday Cup guys are spaced apart pretty decently. And I guess the Falcon cars split them.
Just drifted between them.
Sideways through turn 3. Like, just stay in the middle of the track. Here we come around you.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
No, which is funny because when for drifting by itself, time attack by itself, or GLTC by itself, there were incidences constantly.
Yeah.
You put them all together on track and just say, okay, now you're showing off with passengers.
Don't hit each other.
Almost flawless.
Yeah.
Like
there was a car fire, which was not the situation's fault. It's a car fire.
It's a mechanical
happens.
failure.
Yep, that's not the car's, or that's not the situation's fault.
Yeah.
That's the car.
Yep,
it happens. It would have happened if it was a straight drift session.
For sure.
Doesn't matter. And then, like, I'm sure there were some offs here and there, but there was no significant incidences in any way, shape, or form. And everybody had so much fun that they took away a normal session and added another one on Sunday.
Yep, and it was super fun. I hadn't been in a drift car in 3 years.
Yeah, quite a few years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So Michael Gall, I've been saying this, as long as we've done Gridlife and the podcast,
Yep.
that the guys
as long as we've known that our local drifters existed and Gridlife was a thing to us.
I have said that the Omaha guys and the Des Moines guys need to prioritize going to Gridlife and show what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And Michael Gall and Chris Sinclair finally did.
Yeah.
And I thought they put on a great show. So like I kept checking in with those and seeing how they were doing, and they were having a good time. And I was like, well, if you got time, I'd love to jump in with you. And sure enough, he made time for me during the grip drift lift taxi session.
Just call it lift taxi.
Yeah, whatever. Just he let me go for a ride. So I was, it was fun. I'm always blown away at the car control that the drifters have. Just the way you just throw the car sideways and you just hang on to it and bring it back. And I don't know. It's always exciting to me.
So there is an event in Scandinavia somewhere called Gatabil.
Okay.
Or Gatebill if you're an American, because that's what it looks like. Gatebil.
Gatebill.
But apparently it's pronounced Gatabil or something closer to that. But it's kind of a Gridlife festival atmosphere. There's drifting, there's time attack. I think they have a music, but it's been going for way longer, like since the early 2000s. And I guess in its infancy, the track was operated as an open lapping situation all day.
Oh, geez.
And so you just like, okay, I feel like going out there. I'm going to go out there and do a couple of laps. And like whatever else was out there with you was what was out there with you, and you just had to figure it out. And people talk about that like, oh, it's much like people talking about the glory days of Formula One or Trans Am or NASCAR or whatever. Like people are like, oh, man, back when Gatabil was awesome and people were way cooler and everything was awesome and blah, 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 and like, because now it's not that way. Now they have them split up into sessions like
Gridlife
probably should
for
the most part. I totally understand where this belongs, but I don't think that it doesn't make any sense to me to do it this way from like
start to finish.
No,
this is it's good in an hour segment.
It's super cool.
And it's great to get the non-drivers and spectators in the car, because if you want to grow the sport, throw them in a passenger
There were
seat.
literally people fighting over the chance to get in Honda Fits to go out there and make laps.
Yep. People want to be out there doing it.
It was hilarious.
And there's probably, let's just say, 100 people right now shopping for their track car because of that.
Well, the other thing
Adam Jabay is a heroin dealer.
The real driving force behind the idea is that as the years have gone on and Gridlife has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, inevitably things have become more and more cliquey.
Oh, for sure.
And kind of the hope of this session to put the grip and the drift cars out on the track at the same time is to kind of like get the drivers to kind of
mingle,
remember that they're all the same.
Oh, for sure.
Like they're all out here doing what they love, spending money in the absolute stupidest possible way.
Yeah.
And enjoying every second of it as a group.
Yeah, we're all just saying fuck retirement.
Yeah. And so like, and so I think that Adam was trying to like get people to remember that and like to build that camaraderie back again a little bit, that like we're not different. We are the same people doing the same rough thing.
Oh, for sure.
So that was, and I think that worked. Like the drifters were fucking pumped about it. The grip racer, the GLTC and time attack drivers that went out there with them were fucking pumped about it. Like I've seen more videos and pictures of those sessions than any other individual thing that happened this weekend.
Yeah,
there's
sure.
If you go to Ryan Christoph Racing on Facebook or look up Ryan Christoph stuff, he's got like a tube chassis, what used to be GTL car, GT Light car, SCCA club racing car, that is kind of like the the experiment for making cars like that fit into GLTC.
Yep.
Like they're using his car to like develop the tube frame modifier and stuff like that. He posted I think 2 videos of his time on track during that session. And like, dude, he's up in the back bumper of these drift cars and they're like trying to get him to wave by. He's like, no, keep going. You know, just like waving back at him. Like, no, keep going, you know?
Yep.
And there's a clip in there. He's kind of up on Smedgard's bumper.
Right.
Smedgard, I think, was out there. Maybe he was out there in Tomo's car. I can't remember for sure. But he's up there. And dude, he pitches that car in and tries to like tandem with I think Michael Gall.
I think, yeah. 'Cause I remember the clip, but I can't remember the cars.
Yeah. At one point, Smedgard is out there trying to tandem with a drift car. I think it was Michael Gall in a GLTC car. Like, how fucking ridiculous is this session?
You'd never think to see that.
This is out of control and hilarious. And like FCP Euro was out there in their pro racing GT4 cars at the same time.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a deal. Adam already said like pretty much there's never going to be another festival that this doesn't happen at.
Yeah, this has to happen.
And I asked him in one of our group chats, I was like, so is that just a Midwest festival thing? Or like, because I feel like with the closeness and proximity that PPIR is because of its size and because of the way the track is just
you'd be fine.
Couldn't be more different.
You'd be fine.
Like, I didn't know if that was okay. And he's like, yeah, I think we're going to do this everywhere. Like, this is a thing we're going to do.
No, I think you'd be fine because the drift cars are obviously not going to do stuff on the bank.
That's what you think.
Well, I guess they might, but
Bullshit, they won't.
Well, in all reality,
they're going to ride that fucking wall, Robbie.
That'd be sick. Well, I mean, they weren't doing it during their actual sessions.
No, because it's harder to view it from like, and then the other thing is that they don't open lap. The drift cars, they always grid on the track.
Right.
And so there's nobody watching that area, so they don't bother with it.
Yeah.
But
no, that'll be fine.
But if they're doing like this open lapping thing where everybody's out there, there's not a chance they're not going to be sliding that bank.
Neat.
Yeah, it's going to be a deal.
That'll be cool. But it'll be fine because like I said, like it
all works out.
Everybody out there.
Everybody's got respect for everybody else.
I think they're even more aware because they know it's chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you get hurt? It's when you take your guard down.
Yeah.
I mean, shit doesn't happen when your guard's up.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, it's like skating. You always get hurt on the stupid tricks, not the hard ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's not true. I got hurt on the hard ones. I got really hurt on the hard ones.
It happens.
Like broken bones and stuff like that. That was always on hard tricks.
But it's the one that sneaks up on you. Like you're like, watch this stupid little fake trick I'm going to do, and that's what gets you.
Yeah, so that's when you fall down and your ankle's screwed up for 3 months.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. So, I don't know. I think we're just rambling now
at this point,
which is all we ever do, really. Anyway,
yeah, I'd say that's all a podcast is.
Apex Pro.
Yeah, Apex.
Andrew was there this weekend. We got to talk to him for a while. There were a bunch of people out there with Gen 2s. I tried loading the crew view, but my phone didn't work.
That was not Apex Pro.
So I was really bummed out about that. I can't wait to watch people's telemetry on the crew view.
Yes.
Another thing I learned about this, which I think is really cool and something that a lot of people may be interested in, the Apex Pro app on your iPhone will work as a standalone lap timer using the phone's GPS.
Yep.
So you can use it to kind of see how it goes.
Yep.
See if it's something you want to dip your toe into a little more. You can download the app, which is free, and use your phone, which is a 1 hertz GPS, not the 10 hertz that's in the unit. And so obviously you're not going to get the lights and you're not going to get the accuracy, but you can get you can start to look at it and you can go, okay, I see why this is useful. Now I'm ready to do this. So if you're on the fence about it, get the app. It's free and you can use it. I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, he pointed that out this weekend and wanted us to kind of mention that and make sure everyone's aware. Like a lot of people have these cell phone lap timers they've been using like Harry's or whatever.
I use Harry's all the time when I autocross. And literally only use it to download or to watch a video because that's all it was good for.
Right.
Was making cool overlays to put on Facebook.
Right. Well, now you can use the Apex Pro app for free to get your lap times.
Yeah.
With the stuff you already own.
Yep.
So make sure you definitely check that out. ApexTrackCoach.com. And then when you're ready to take the jump to the next level, they are taking orders again for the Gen 2s. Andrew has promised me that I will get a Gen 2. I'm so happy. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm like giddy. about the Gen 2.
I'm aware.
But yeah, so if you want to get your own, start getting into data as well. Andrew's beyond helpful when it comes to understanding data.
The nicest guy.
I kept walking over to his paddock to catch up with him and just kind of like, shoot the shit and catch up. He immediately wanted to like jump into data review sessions. He's like, "Man, what you got your phone on you?" I was like, "No, I got a different phone. I use a different phone for this."
So Ryan Finch, who is most famous for being Brad from Tire Rack, is now Ryan Finch from Apex Pro.
Yep.
Also the nicest dude in the world.
Yeah, he hung out with us quite a bit.
Yeah, I talked to him quite a bit this weekend. Really cool dude.
I don't know if he remembers talking to me a lot, but he was
both
there.
Both of those guys are the most helpful and friendly people in motorsports today. So, like, if you have questions, and I mean, they'll help you through it.
Yep. Yeah, whether it's understanding the data you have or like anything,
trying to decide if it's time, if the time is right. So apparently Ferris has basically been running this whole time in the most insane unlimited time attack car in the country.
No data.
With essentially what is no data.
Yep.
And so, like, he's just been winging it, which makes this even more wild to me.
Crazy.
But apparently this weekend they put an Apex Pro in his car, and we're helping him do some data review and finding time. Unfortunately, the track was garbage, and so it never materialized.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Apex Pro.
ApexTrackCoach.com. I don't think there's anything else we've rambled on about our wild weekend. Clearly you missed out if you weren't there.
Plans are already in motion because, much like the festival itself, it's got to be one-upped every year.
Yeah. And since the Ten Tenths Podcast Paddock is a thing.
I don't want it to be called that, Robbie.
But yeah, if you want to go hang out, go check out the big stacker with the Ten Tenths Podcast. It's a Ten Tenths Podcast Paddock. That's what they're saying. That's what they said.
I know they did, Robbie.
They're like, go hang out with the voice of Time Attack.
That's definitely not what they
That's
said.
what they said.
They're probably going to because you're a jerk.
I did not make this up.
Yes, you did.
No, this is not my
These
doing.
are words you put in my mouth, Robbie.
No, someone else put. I'm a parrot saying someone else's words.
I assure you that that's not going on my...
it's going to go on your LinkedIn.
It's not going on my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, it is. It is, too. It's the voice of Time Attack. It's a big deal. No. Everyone knows. But yeah, so obviously our paddock has to be better than last time. And since we had a hot tub last time, we have to be better.
Tommy is hunting for a commercial-grade slushy machine to make margaritas.
I felt like that was standard. I feel like that's, of course, needed.
So apparently, John Saar has one of those Margaritaville ones.
Yep.
And Tommy was like offended by this because he showed up with like a little bullet, and he was like excited to make margaritas for him and his buddies. He didn't even know we existed at that point,
right?
And then Joe and Dan are hanging out with us, so Tommy's hanging out with us, and John like whips out the Margaritaville thing, and Tommy's just like,
"Wow,
fuck."
Yeah, you can't pull out the bullet after that.
And so now he's like been actively pursuing commercial grade slushy machine.
That'll be good. That'll be real good.
That's what he wants to make margaritas with.
Plus, when we get then you and I get slushies. That's a win-win.
I don't think that you should probably do those if you don't want to ruin your sobriety.
Well, you don't have to put the booze in the machine.
What do you think they're going to fucking do, Robbie?
Put the booze in after.
No.
Oh.
That shit's going to come straight out the thing and right in the mouth.
Oh, then we need to get our own.
I don't really like slushies that much.
You get a tropical snow machine.
Trop snow. Get the fuck out of here.
They're delicious.
Shaved ice.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
It's so lame. I'd rather eat ice cream.
Ice cream's delicious too.
Ice cream is delicious.
Well, since we're going to Road America in October, so it's probably gonna be snowing. We should probably have like hot cocoa makers or something.
I just want to get a bratwurst.
That'd be fine too. But like we're gonna have bratwurst. Like, we already have that.
We got to eat at Siebken's.
Oh, okay, I'm down.
That's what you do. Apparently, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, I'll go for sure.
So,
anyways, we'll be at Road America. We'll be hanging out in our Ten Tenths Podcast Paddock.
What are we going to do when we don't have any Gridlife to talk about anymore?
Topics. We'll go back to topics.
Oh, fuck, it's so much work.
You know what? I had an idea for a topic.
You forgot it, didn't you?
No. I think the entire episode is me and you are going to argue over stupid shit.
I think that's just another week. Right?
No. It doesn't have to be automotive related. Like, I was thinking about it when I was making a sandwich today. I was like, because there was an argument on Track Midwest about what do you use to use peanut butter when you take peanut butter out of the jar to put on your sandwich?
Use a spoon, Robbie.
You use a knife! Are you...
No,
Who uses a spoon?
You use a knife for peanut butter or a spoon for jelly.
You're crazy. No, why do you need 2 utensils?
Because this jelly just falls off the knife, Robbie.
You're crazy.
No way. Who cares? You have a dishwasher.
Thank you for proving my point.
You live
this
in the
is a perfect
21st
topic.
century,
This
Robbie.
is the perfect topic.
You don't have to live like that.
You can't spread peanut butter on.
No, you use a knife for peanut butter.
What do I do? What do you get the spoon for?
Jelly.
No, you get the squeezable jelly.
No, fuck that stuff. That stuff is garbage, Robbie.
I didn't say it was good.
That's like it's like putting ketchup on things. That's garbage.
You put ketchup on things.
No, you don't.
I put ketchup on my hash browns. See, this is a good topic because it would be like 3 hours of us arguing over the stupidest shit. And you prove my point.
I feel like that's just like a thing you do each week. You bring like, you bring one to the table. That's what we close the show on or something. I have a few things. We need to find a third person to come and join us periodically.
For sure.
In Veerhout manner.
Absolutely.
Because I have a few things.
Well, Booney has to come on.
I have a few things that I want to do that really need a third person to work.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work when they're not here either.
Right. But Dusty just needs to come up here.
Like, I want to take a driver's license practice test.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm in.
Because I bet we might fail it.
No, I'm a great driver.
That doesn't mean you can pass the driver's license test.
I know the laws.
Do you?
No.
And the other thing is that they'll give you 2 or 3 correct answers, but one of them is the most correct answer.
Oh, is it a nursing exam?
Yeah.
Fucking annoying. I hate that shit.
You're stuck on a railroad track. What do? Obviously, you're going to try and back up. That's the first thing you do.
No, you get out of the car.
No, it says that's not what you're supposed to do. You do not try and back up. You're supposed to get out of the car and call for help.
Exactly.
No, fuck yourselves. I'm going to back up.
I'm gonna try to move the car.
Yeah.
I'm going to look both ways, and then I'm going to try to move the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those are stupid questions. I know what the answer is supposed to be, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not reality.
No.
If you have an idea for a topic, especially a stupid one, hit us up because we'll do it.
Like a dozen people that have hit me up in the last couple of weeks wanting guest spots.
Yes, we do have a bunch of guest spots.
We need to do a bunch of that.
We'll hit it hard.
Too.
We'll do a bunch of interviews this winter for sure.
Yeah,
Booney went to Malama. We have to talk to him.
Yep. We got to make sure it's really, really out of date, though.
He's writing an article for Jalopnik, so that'll be out too. So,
what are we doing next week? We should have him over.
I'll talk to him.
All right.
Anyways, we'll check everybody else next week.